But it's a new day, and Game 6 of the Cape Cod League season is finally upon us.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains, sometimes it pours. Luke Combs once said, when it rains, it pours, and that's a similar sentiment we got from Coach Dom today pregame. He said momentum just kept on building for the Harwich Mariners as they were able to glide out to a lead and never look back. 6-run top of the 8th, Mercy in the bottom of the 8th, but Coach Dom's statement all season long has been shake and bake. That's exactly what the Commodores have to do tonight, going into a packed house at Durant Park against the defending champions. What better way than to have a challenge immediately following a game last night, which was tough, and you have a 2-game road trip. You go to Chatham tomorrow night, who is just coming off of a 15-run whooping of their own for their first win of the season at the hands of Katuitt. We'll worry about them tomorrow night because the task is tall enough when you're going up against the defending champs.
It is. Bourne won the league last year after a stellar postseason run in which they swept the Armit Dennis Red Sox 2-0 in the Cape Cod Baseball League Championship Series. But it's a new year and new squads for both sides. But there's a couple of returners, especially for Bourne. Their star catcher, Mark Quattrani, is back in the lineup, and he's having a stellar start to his 2026 campaign.
Quattrani certainly looked phenomenal for the Braves, but I'm looking to a guy who's in the DH role tonight in Andrew Costello, who also can play catcher from Wake Forest. He leads Bourne with 7 hits this season across 5 games, an extra base hit, a homer, and an RBI. He's got the same kind of power circuit that Jimmy Nugent has, and with Jimmy behind the plate tonight, you could see some balls flying out of here because the wind could play a factor tonight. It's a nice warm evening, but enough of a wind chill where both teams hungry to get that long ball going again. They've both shown it to begin this season. Should be exciting to see.
It's not nearly as windy as it was yesterday, thank goodness. It was a breezy one out at the Gov last night for the Commodores. That would have been their 3rd home game of 2026. This is road game number 3 for the Doors. It's the first of 2 in a row they'll play. They'll play on the road at beautiful Veterans Field in Chatham, Massachusetts tomorrow evening. But the pitching matchup for tonight is nothing if not intriguing. It's Kenyon Collins, the only remaining starter for the Falmouth Commodores, who gets the ball for the Doors this evening.
Kenyon Collins has certainly looked good. You look back to his year at Marshall, and he was really excited to get the opportunity, like most, to come out to Falmouth and play for the Commodores this summer. It was nothing but positive vibes when we were speaking with him. He did have a little bit maybe higher of an ERA than he would have liked this year at Marshall, but still 72 innings of work, walks a little bit high, but a strikeout per inning, limited the home run ball, appeared in 13 games last season, only 14 innings, so a significant 60-inning jump for him from freshman to sophomore season, and he's got a chance to prove himself tonight.
On the other side for the Bourne Braves, it's Madden Clement, one of the more interesting names you'll ever hear. It's, I don't think, any relation to John Madden or Roger Clements, but you get good names when you look at a baseball game, and Clement making his first start of 2026 as well. He is, where's number 16, trying to pull up what he's got going on this year, and of course he is making his start this year. He's a Virginia Tech guy. He's actually made a start thus far in the Cape. He appeared in one game through 2 innings earlier in the year, just 1 hit. But this is his first start of 2026.
It should be exciting. He comes from a really good baseball town as well in Butler, Pennsylvania. It's produced a litany of big leaguers. You look at Don Kelly, the former Detroit Tiger, Neil Walker, who played for the Pirates, Phillies, Mets, and Yankees. He comes from a great baseball community down at the Hokies, playing some competitive ACC baseball. He gets a chance, and I like what the Commodores have tonight. You got a second straight southpaw. You're going to see so many righty starters throughout the course of the season. It's important that you learn how to hit a lefty, especially if he works with the same kind of craft and mojo that was possessed last night by Chet Lax, because that was really tough for the Commodore hitters to pick up. And I also want to make a statement pregame about what I think could go really well for the Commodores tonight. You got Ty Konis hitting 6th at shortstop. He's been an absolute vacuum on defense. He's got the power and the prowess, a .286 batting average through college this year. He was Big Ten freshman at Maryland, one of the best players that the Commodores could add this season. Maybe hasn't gotten going in the lineup that he's liked as much, but he's got some power hitters behind him and guys on base who can fly and get in a good position to score so he can drive him in.
Yeah, Bourne riding high after an 8-2 win yesterday. They beat lineups and first pitch. On the other side of this break, you're listening to Falmouth Commodores Baseball here on Cape League TV. We'll be back in just a minute. From Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts, this is Falmouth Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV. Alongside Farrell Hudson, Timmy Weiss down on the sidelines, and Skylar Ellis, our producer. I'm Andrew Hilsman, saying good evening to you all from Doran Park in beautiful Bourne, Massachusetts. Teams have taken the field, we've got the national anthem sung, and now it's time to look at the Falmouth Commodores batting lineup. Hitting first, it's Austin Maley, the designated hitter, then followed by the left fielder Gavin Greger. Jimmy Nugent hits third. He is starting behind the dish. J.J. Kennett plays first. He's in the cleanup spot. Pearson Reebok is the third baseman. He hits fifth. Ty Konis, who Farrell mentioned in the pregame show, is the shortstop. He hits sixth. Then at 7-8-9, right fielder Anthony Diaz, second baseman Nick Ventiker, and center fielder Fabio Peralta. Peralta making his first start in the field. He's been used as a DH in a couple of games in his start to the season at Falmouth. They will face Madden Clement.
And Madden Clement, a guy that has certainly got some exciting stuff. He's had limited innings, only 13 2/3 this year. A thing that pops out for me that could be positive for the Commodores, Andrew, 3 home run balls yielded. This is a lineup that has some lefties in it, notably Gavin Greger, who leads off this inning. We can feel the wind blow against our shirts a little bit, and that's a positive because similar to the pesky pole, just up the street at Fenway Park, a little more than just up the street, but 302 feet down the line here at Doran Park, 300 feet right down the right field line. You could have some pole-happy moments for a hitter like Gavin Greger in against Clement tonight.
Yeah, that right field pole is right at 300 feet. Left field pole is 330. Out into dead center, it's 395 feet. Those are your field dimensions here at Doran Park for a really picture-perfect Cape Cod summer evening on the western side of Cape Cod. So it is time for baseball here in Cape Cod, and it's Austin Maley who steps on in to face the left-hander Madden Clement, who wears number 16 for the Bourne Braves. The Braves wearing their home red uniforms with their Braves script across the front in red lettering with white and blue accents, white numbers, white baseball pants with a red stripe down the right-hand side, and a navy blue ball cap on all of their domes. And the first pitch is a swing and a miss at 6:02 p.m. to get us started. 0-1 the count. Falmouth wearing their road black chested uniforms, their black top uniforms with Commodores in maroon and gray across the front, gray baseball pants and maroon stockings. 1 count on the way, and here comes Clement. Home to Maley, takes a ball down and away. It's 1-1.
Nice frame job there from Quattrani. Tried to sell the call, but just off the plate.
Quattrani starts behind the dish for the Bourne Braves. Last night, the Braves won 8-2 against the Firebirds, and the 1-1 is upstairs at shoulder level for Maley. This is Maley's highest position in the batting order since coming to the Commodores. He has seen action in the lineup. He's a great fielder, and the bat has been really solid as well, save for yesterday where really none of the Falmouth bats were up to the task. Here's the 2-1 on the way. It is at the knees, called a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Calling balls and strikes behind the plate is Noah Hobart. At first place is Mike Hinojosa, and Anthony Brunetti is the third base umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody gone on the top of the first. Clement fires in a ball. That's low. It's a full count to Austin Maley.
And Noah Hobart's the leading umpire so far for all Commodores games this season. This is the 6th game for Falmouth, 3rd for Hobart with the Commodores, and 2nd behind the plate. His last time behind the plate, a win over the Brewster Whitecaps on Sunday.
Full count, and the left-hander comes home to Maley. It is just inside, and Maley draws a leadoff walk. Something to note, last night, Falmouth did not draw a single walk. That streak stops now as Maley is aboard for the first time today, and that means it's a perfect time to remind you that that walk is our free pass at the game presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. capecod.edu/free. That's FREE for more. Gavin Greger, the left-handed hitting left fielder, is the 2-hole hitter for the Commodores, and he steps on in with Maley aboard at first. First pitch, squaring to bunt, and pulling it back in time is Greger, but it's called a strike, so 0-1. Nobody gone, top of the first, your score, or rather nothing your score in the top of the first, I should say. Getting a little ahead of myself. It was a quick game last night, partly due to the mercy rule in effect, which is 10 runs after 7 innings here on the Cape. The 0-1 on the way. On the ground to the shortstop, it's a high hop for Rigdon. Throw to second in time. Over to first. Greger's safe at first base. So he reaches on a fielder's choice. There's 1 gone and 1 on for the Commodores in the top of inning number 1.
And good to have Gregor's speed on the bases. He's an everyday center fielder this year for the 3rd straight season at Bryant, but gets his first start, Andrew, tonight for the Commodores in left field. So Coach Dom trying out a bunch of different unique defensive alignments.
And the 3-hole hitter, Jimmy Nugent, who is one of the Commodores who has homered this season. Here's the first pitch to him, wave and miss on an off-speed pitch. Really good-looking off-speed offering from Clement. We're situated pretty much right on the backstop, not directly behind the plate, but off to the first base side a little bit. A really good position to watch a ball game. The left-hander works off of the third base side of the dugout, and Clement now picks off over to first. Nothing doing, no tag applied. Nothing in 1 the count, 1 gone in the top of the first. Gavin Gregor stands aboard first base after reaching on a fielder's choice. The 3-slot hitter, Jimmy Nugent, out of the University of Louisville, steps back in. Nothing to 1. He takes upstairs, a ball and a strike. Nugent did not appear in yesterday's game. Most recent start was against Orleans on Tuesday. Another pickoff attempt, and Gregor is back in standing.
And a good sign for Gregor. He was already on the first base bag both times that Clement even just released the baseball off the mound alone. So he's got a good beat on the Bourne starting pitcher.
The left-hander comes set off the third base side of the rubber, and now they've got Gregor in a pickle. He rushes for second. Throw is in time. Bases are clear, 2 gone in the top of the second as Gregor gets picked off trying to nab second base. They got him in a pickle. The throw went to first, and then Michelle, the first baseman, threw to the shortstop, Rustin Rigdon, well in time for Gregor to be put back to the dugout. So 2 gone and a 1-1 count as Jimmy Nugent to the dish as Gregor is picked off.
Spoke a little bit too soon, Andrew, and that's because the Commodores have had such discipline running the bases to begin the season.
So nobody on, and now a 1-1 is hit in the hole. Fielding play by the third baseman, Caraway. Throw to first is not in time. Good speed from the catcher, Jimmy Nugent, on a chopper to the third base side. Caraway made a good play on it, but the throw just a little late. So an infield single for Jimmy Nugent brings up J.J. Kennett in the 4-hole.
No hits, no base runners for that matter in the opening 2 2/3 innings last night against Chet Lax and the Mariners. Tonight, a base runner and a hit in the first 2/3 of an inning.
So Madden Clement comes set. The Virginia Tech Hokie now deals. Off-speed pitch, misses low and in. A strong breaking ball to start the at-bat against Kennett, but it's inside 1-0.
Scott Lander's already asking the plate umpire, Noah Hobart, where was that? Braves wanted the call.
I mean, it looked good from our angle. Falmouth will take it. 1-0 count. The runner on first. Here is the pitch. It's popped up back our way, and thankfully for the netting, it stays in play. A ball and a strike.
We've already gotten our ballpark staples today, Andrew. I've had a hot dog, I've had a burger, got some root beer. Wouldn't mind a foul ball either.
Yeah, we also took a trip to the Ace Hardware store in town to get a extension cord, which we probably should have had to begin with, but now we've got it for our equipment box. Here's the 1-1. Another toss over to first, and Nugent just kind of meanders back on over.
What did they say? Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks?
Yeah.
I'd say we had a good experience.
Yeah, it's quick, easy.
$30 later.
Yep. Painless. Here's the 1-1. Chopper off of the elbow guard of Kennett, so it's a ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs.
That slow breaking ball's been befuddling the Commodore hitters so far through this opening inning. Saw Jimmy Nugent way out in front of the breaking ball from Clement that time. Kennett just chops it foul in the box.
So the left-hander, Madden Clement, steps on in, and now he'll come set off the third base side of the rubber. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. And the pitch to Kennett is swung on and missed for strike 3. Commodores get 1 hit. They score none. They strand 1. No errors committed by the Braves in the top of the first. We're through 1/2 inning here on Cape League TV. Back in a flash for the Braves. first time to the plate.
Unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardage, and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Welcome back to Doran Park here in Bourne, Massachusetts. And on behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support. 99 Restaurants, Cape Air, Jersey Mike's, Margaritaville Resort, Cape Cod, Veolia North America, Highline Cruises, Cape Space, the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism, Bridgewater State University, Franklin Sports, Wilson Sporting Goods, the Yawkey Foundation, the Baldwin Group, Badger Sports, Falmouth Publishing Company, Butler Sporting Goods, Cape Destinations, and Sunderland Printing. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of continued support. Farrell, a successful defensive first frame for the Bourne Braves, and now they get to face Kenyon Collins, making it his first start this summer.
I'm excited to see what Kenyon Collins can do. You always sometimes bring your A game when there's something to prove, and that's exactly what Collins has, the challenge ahead of him. It's been a couple weeks since he last threw a pitch at Marshall, as we alluded to in the pregame. 72 innings for the right-hander. He'll go to work right away here in the bottom of the first.
6'1", 195-pound right-handed pitcher out of Ona, West Virginia. His previous summer ball experience played in the Appalachian League for Tri-State in the last pair of summers. And the first pitch is a swing and a miss from the left fielder, John Stutzer. So it's 0-1.
A healthy walk-to-strikeout ratio for Collins as well in the Appalachian League last summer.
Collins from the windup with his tan glove right at his nose. He comes home, and the off-speed offering is down and away. It's 1-1. An imposing stance before the windup for Collins, even though he doesn't stand all that tall. He's 6'1". But made a major improvement from 25 to 26 at Marshall. A fastball below the zone misses. It's 2-1. We talked to Kenyon on media day. He said he was excited to meet the new faces. It's taken him near a week to get his first start, as the 2-1 is a swing and a miss. That's 2 balls, 2 strikes. But he's got a lot of friends in the Cape Cod Baseball League, so he's excited to hop around. That seems to be a common sentiment among guys. A lot of their college teammates, especially at this level of college ball, seem to want to explore the Cape. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good start to the day for Kenyon Collins. 1 up, 1 down by way of the K.
And a nice pitch there from Collins. What I want to see from Commodore pitching tonight is bouncing back. After they throw a pitch outside the strike zone that might miss by more than 3 to 5 inches, it's getting back with strikes. Don't have the exact stat on that, but if it happens more than 50% of the time, Commodore pitching should be in a good shape tonight.
So it's Matt Bolton, the center fielder, who steps on in for the Bourne Braves. Bolton, a left-handed hitting center fielder by trade. That's where he is today. He plays for the State University of New York in Binghamton, so Binghamton University. Summer ball last year, I remember him from his time with the Newport Goals of the New England Collegiate Baseball League last year at 3-11 in summer ball a year ago. So the 0-1 is a strike. The first 2 pitches strikes from the at-bat from Collins to Matt Bolton.
Get ahead and stay ahead.
Collins, a strike thrower thus far. And the right-hander shakes off an offering from his catcher, Nugent. And now gets the sign, winds and deals the 0-2. Off-speed pitch, downstairs. Appeal down to third base. Third base umpire says no swing. That is Anthony Brunetti on the call at third. Bolton, a New York native, much like my broadcast partner here, Farrell Hudson. And the 1-2 on the way. Just below the zone downstairs.
And plays for an exceptional program. Tim Sinicki, the longtime head coach for the Binghamton Bearcats, started as a Division III program years ago, elevated to Division I. Several America East Conference championships, appeared in the College World Series opening round 10 years ago. I believe it was against Texas Tech, where Ty Konis is heading.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone. Konis' delivery is hit in the air and foul on the left-hand side. It stays at 2-2. Get this, Bolton, the hitter here for the Bourne Braves, his freshman year in 2025, hit .347 as an everyday center fielder for Binghamton. .347, a .943 OPS.
And especially in the days of NIL and the transfer portal, you don't see true freshmen anymore.
Yeah. So another 2-2 on the way from Collins. Ground ball to the right-hand side. Kennett fields cleanly. Flip to Collins, who covers the bag for out number 2.
And that's always a comfort on a ground ball that didn't back up J.J. Kennett, but he knew he had to play it on a lawn hop. His pitcher, Collins, that's why they practice those PFPs in spring training every year. Gets to the bag with ease for the second out.
Brings up the 3-slot hitter, Andrew Costello, who's playing the designated hitter position today. He's been in his first season in summer ball. Freshman season at Wake Forest, appeared in just a hair under 40 games. And to start his day, it's a slider on the inside part of the plate. 0-1 from Collins, the Falmouth pitcher.
And I like that you said the designated hitter position. I think Edgar Martinez would agree with you. It's a very valuable position.
It is.
It pays a lot these days, especially with the universal DH.
0-1, just at the letters, maybe a couple of inches upstairs of that mark. So 1-1. Madden Clement had a solid top of the first for the Bourne Braves on the mound. Collins replicating that to this point. He's got his glove at his nose and now winds and fires the 1-1, which is at the shins, called a ball. Costello, a catcher by trade, but in the DH slot today, and now he belts this one to right center field, racing after it, getting towards the wall at 1 hops, and it is into the glove of Anthony Diaz. Diaz throws in, no play at second, a 2-out double for Andrew Costello, and that brings up the strong catcher and an even better hitter in Mark Quattrani. The Braves looking to do some damage early in the first.
And you appreciate the speed of Anthony Diaz, but he made a really smart play there, understanding that he wasn't going to track that ball down in the gap. Instead of diving for it, and maybe then you have Costello 90 feet away from scoring, you keep him at second, but a nice piece of hitting, taking the pitch where it was thrown over the outside corner to the opposite field from Costello.
So Mark Quattrani, the right-handed hitting catcher, has appeared in all 6 games to this point. He's 5 for 19. 2 homers, 5 runs batted in, and a .970 OPS through, admittedly, a small sample size, but 2 bombs already in 6 games is nothing to scoff at. He takes upstairs for ball 1. Quattrani, a Notre Dame guy, previously attended Cornell, was on the championship team for the Braves last year, actually started the year with Falmouth, and played 10 games in a Commodore uniform in 2025. Ball, no strikes, and Collins delivers from the stretch. He misses outside.
And Quattrani put up Ben Slanker kind of numbers in 2024 for the Cornell Big Red in the Ivy League. 11 homers, 43 RBIs in just 30 contests.
As Quattrani steps back in, Collins comes set. Off the middle of the rubber, he comes home. Good pick by Nugent behind the dish on a pitch that missed well outside. It's 3-0 from Collins. Falmouth wearing some red, white, and blue. Not red, white, and blue, but the F logo on the baseball cap is red, white, and blue, like the American flag. It's a navy blue cap, which when you look at it closely doesn't really match the uniform, but from this angle, I actually think it looks pretty good. 3 balls, no strikes. Fastball is popped up. It's going to stay in the infield. Reebok has a beat on it. He makes the call, and the catch in foul territory to end the inning. Bourne has 1 hit. It was an extra base hit, a double from Andrew Costello, but he is stranded at second base. We're through 1 here at Doran Park. 0-0 to score between the Commodores and the Braves. Back in a flash on Cape League TV.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Real estate.
Back here for the top of the second inning. Perfect time to remind you that for over 100 years, Rogers Gray has helped protect Cape Cod families and businesses. Now they're known as the Baldwin Group, and they're the same home team with a new name on the jersey. From your first car to your dream home to your business venture, the Baldwin Group brings expanded resources as your insurance partner in protecting the possible. With the same local service you trust, the Baldwin Group is proud to give its support as the official insurance partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit baldwin.com/Rogers Gray to learn more. The defensive alignment for the Bourne Braves goes as follows. Their left fielder, John Stutzer, the center fielder, Matt Bolton, and in right is Luke Costello. From around the horn in the infield is Trent Carraway, the third baseman, Rustin Rigdon at short, Blake Schaff at second base. The first baseman is Garrett Michelle. Behind the dish is Mark Quattrani. That brings us to the start of the top of the second, and the first hitter in this frame is Pearson Reebok for the Doors, who leads Falmouth in stolen bases.
Reebok's such a fun player to watch, too. We spoke about Conus being a vacuum at shortstop. He's the same way at third, can play left field.
1-0 on the way, just misses upstairs. Missed by maybe a hair as well. Not too much in that one, so it's a 2-0 count. Hitters count for Reebok. Talking to manager Jack Dom pregame, he just wants his guys to get their head back in it at the plate. Just an off day at the dish yesterday as Reebok misses below a fastball. It's 2-1.
Former Big 12 All freshman team and honorable mention player. Even though the batting average a bit lower this year, still 37 hits, 23 RBIs.
And the left-hander winds and deals. It's Clement's pitch at the letters and called a ball. Yeah, but Reebok a lot better in on defense in the field this year. Look at from 2025 to 2026, made 15 errors in the field in 25, just 6 in 2026. He waves and misses at the 3-1 count runs full.
And especially with pitching getting tougher and more competitive now than it ever used to be, yeah, batting average certainly matters, but it's also what you can do with your power numbers, how you can play in the field, because every team's average batting average is definitely down points from what it used to be.
Madden Clement, the Virginia Tech Hokie, winds and deals the 3-2. Popped up down the left-hand side, and it will veer out of play and land near the concession stands. That'll send all of the young Bourne Braves fans racing after it. And who's going to get there first? I always worry that one of those kids is just going to totally wipe out and just eat dirt rushing for a foul ball, and then they have to leave the game early. That's never fun. But I've not yet seen that happen. It is a mad dash. It's a lawless place amongst the kids for a foul ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Another full count offering is inside. Second walk of the day drawn by the Commodores, and it is Pearson Reebok aboard on first.
And second consecutive inning in which the Commodores have opened up with a walk. Austin Milley leading off the top of the first, and a testament to discipline at the plate with 2 strikes. You've seen that frequently through the opening inning plus for the Commodores against the Southpaw and Clement.
And the everyday shortstop to the plate now. It's Ty Conus, who just committed to Texas Tech University after his stellar freshman campaign at the University of Maryland in the Big Ten. So he goes from the Big Ten to the Big 12 for 2027. Isn't that weird to say? 2027? Check over to first as Reebok doesn't even have to get his jersey dirty. He's back in.
Mentally, I'm still in 2016.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are. I'm with you there. And that was 10 years ago. What a year that was. So now the first offering to Conus is down and in on a slider from Clement.
A good year for both you and the manager of the Commodores,
Yes.
Jack Dahm,
Yes.
Chicago Cubs, breaking
That's right.
the 108-year curse.
Will we ever get one again? I don't know. But 2016 was pretty fun. A ball, no strikes. Clement looks over to first, now comes home. Off-speed pitch, a good slider, but this is a hair in again, so it's 2-0. Keeps going back to that slider in that same inside corner to an opposite-handed hitter.
Commodores doing a brilliant job recognizing it so far. I don't think there's been one swing and a miss yet, Andrew.
The plate discipline has been solid, especially compared to yesterday. And the 2-0. Up and away, 3-0 count. This early in the game, if you were in the position of hitting coach Bo McMillan right now, are you giving Conus the green light on 3-0?
I think you're taking a strike to work the count because
I
so
think-
far
yeah, I
Quattroni's
agree.
only proven he can throw one pitch for a strike.
And Clement comes home, and it's upstairs. A 4-pitch walk. 2 walks in a row. Reebok moves to second into scoring position, and it's Anthony Diaz, who, if you remember the last time the Commodores were on the road, he went long.
And I was going to say, if there's a perfect time for it right now, 2 runners on base early in the game, you want to step on their throats. Got the short right field line at 300, right down the right field line at the foul pole. So it would be a good time if he gets first pitch fastball.
Yep. Mark Quattroni will head out and have a chat with Madden Clement, excuse me. A look at Clement's statistics at Virginia Tech in the ACC in 2026. As my phone hotspot begins to fail me here, which is always good. 2026, really solid, but a small sample size. Only threw 13 2/3 innings, 3.95 ERA, allowed 10 hits in that time. 9 walks, 13 strikeouts, after only appearing in 1 game the year before. So 2 on, nobody gone in this second inning, and a first pitch slider is on the corner, called a strike. 0-1 to Diaz.
And Diaz 3 homers in his college season for the New Mexico Lobos in the Mountain West Conference. That's pretty solid. If you equate that to an 162-game Major League pace, that's 15 to 17 homers. Maybe not at the clip of frequency you see with power hitters today, but certainly some solid power numbers for a guy that can play everyday right field. He's got some speed on the bases when he gets on. That's what Coach Dahm was saying pregame. The hardest base to steal, or the one you can't steal, first base.
That's right.
You can't do it.
Have to work your way on at some point.
Door's doing a nice job of that, though.
A 1-2 Diaz is down and away. Same spot with that slider, but missed it that time. One ball, 1 strike, nobody gone. 7-hole hitter Anthony Diaz, the left-handed hitting right fielder to the plate. Here's the 1-1 from Clement. Popped up in the infield. Nobody gone, and it is called an infield fly, and the batter is out. So 1 gone, everybody stays put. The home plate umpire, Noah Hobart, on the call there.
Number 6, Nick Van Dyker.
Maybe the adrenaline rising just a little bit there. Diaz muscling up, popping it up in the infield. But now you got Nick Van Dyker. He's had some really solid swings, good in batting practice. Got the start at third base yesterday, back in his natural element with his 3rd defensive start at second base today.
Yeah, a lot of guys on this roster are able to play pretty much anywhere in the infield. Van Dyker, one of those guys. And now they've got Reebok in a pickle between second and third. Second inning in a row. Reebok dances back, heading for third. The second baseman, Schaff, makes a throw, and he is safe at third. Pearson Reebok nabs a base in one of the weirder ways you can possibly imagine. He gets under a tag.
And
He was in no man's land for the longest time there, Farrell.
But that's all a testament to the base running of Ty Conus. He continued to creep about 45 feet between the first and second base bag, and once he saw that Reebok was inching closer to first, he took off for second, leaving Reebok the only option to scoot into third, and it was a look from the left side of the infield by the Bravos that cost them the out at third base because they were focused on Conus taking second.
So Blake Schaff could not make the throw over to Trent Caraway at third to apply that tag. So 2 in scoring position with just 1 out. And Nick Van Dyker fouls one back to the netting. It's 0-1. Fabio Peralta in the on-deck circle, just in front of our broadcast setup here. Reebok 90 feet away from the first run of this game. He's at third base. The left-hander Clement retoes the rubber. Base open at first. He's already walked 2 guys this inning. looking to get an out or two. Clement comes set off the third base side of the rubber. He kicks and fires, and it's down and in near the knee of Ventiker. 1-1.
It wasn't the slider there, but looked like a changeup that missed off the inside corner. Commodores continuing to sit fastball. It's worked out pretty well for them so far.
Clement ready. Here comes the 1-1. Popped up down the right-hand side. It will land on top of the Commodore dugout for a strike. It's 1-2. Beautiful setting for a ball game. We have yet to find a setup that we really don't like in the Cape. We've been to, what is this? This is
Ballpark number 4.
Ballpark number 4, including the Gov, yes, which, of course, we might be a little partial to, but I have enjoyed every ballpark that we've been to thus far. Tomorrow we go to Chatham, which is supposed to be a hot spot for a good baseball game. Here's the 1-2 off the hands over to the second baseman, Schaff. It will score a run. Ventiker thrown out at first base, but the Commodores take the lead as Pearson Reebok comes home to score on the RBI ground out by Nick Ventiker. 1-0 Doors with 2 gone in the top of the second.
In good base running by Reebok, you knew he was going to score with his speed, but it was a bit of a floating pop in the right side of the infield to the second baseman, and Schaff just waiting for it to drop. Reebok easily then able to cross the plate.
And Ty Konis as well, able to move himself to third base, so anything, a base hit through the infield should score this run. It's 1-0 Doors in the top of the second. Fabio Peralta swings at the first pitch he sees. This is going to be a tough play for the shortstop. Rigdon. Throw to first is in time. Oh my goodness. What a play from Rustin Rigdon at short. A slow chopper over the mound, and he fielded and threw in a very clean motion for out number 3. But Falmouth does score 1. It's 1-0 Doors. Middle of the second, bottom of the second. For the Braves, it's Garrett Michelle, Luke Costello, and Trent Caraway up to the plate when we come back.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim Sets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Hi, I'm Coleman Mizell, outfielder from Alabama, and you're watching Commodores baseball on KTV.
Through 1.5 here at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. That brings us time to remind you that the 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal, not large, but colossal lobster rolls, piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or just with the right amount of mayo, celery, and fries with coleslaw. You gotta love the 9s. Go visit your nearest 99 Restaurant and Pub. 1-0 from Kenyon Collins to start his day against Garrett Michelle, the left-handed hitting first baseman. 1-0 misses downstairs just below the knees for ball 2. Falmouth got a run across in the top of the second on a ground out from Nick Ventiker. Good team baseball from the Doors in that top of the second.
Certainly disciplined and creative base running. Another tune would have been a little bit different had Pearson Reebok gotten thrown out at third, but
he got under that tag.
He got under the tag.
Props to him. Here's the 2-1, wave and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kenyon Collins looking comfortable thus far in his first start in a Commodore uniform.
And that's an enticing pitch for Michelle. It just hangs there, a floating changeup at the letters. Beautifully executed by the Commodores right-hander.
Wave and a miss, strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the day for Kenyon Collins as the Doors go around the horn. And it'll bring up Luke Costello.
Why fix what's not broke? He goes right back to that changeup that had Garrett Michelle so fooled. Doubles down on it for the strikeout.
Got the job done. So Collins comes home to Luke Costello, who swings and misses at the first offering. Something that I just noticed, Farrell, is it looks to me, actually, you know what, I'll wait on that. The scoreboard, the scoring system we have says that Ben Slanker is now in left in place of Gregor, but I can't tell. That still looks like Gregor out there to me. I don't have my binoculars with me.
Yeah, tough
Looks
to
like,
tell
yeah,
from our vantage point.
We'll have to see. That might be incorrect on the online scoring thing. Here's the 1-1 belted down the line in left field. It is ranging well gone, but foul. So it's strike two.
I was going to say, certainly had the distance, but not
Yes,
the
it
crowd
did.
reaction. That had
Yeah.
a lot of hook with the wind.
Yep. So Costello narrowly misses, tying this game up. Nobody on in the bottom of the second. It's a 1-2 count for the Braves right fielder. Collins from the windup once again. Here he comes, the 1-2. Off-speed pitch, check swing. Yes, he did. Tags applied, 2 Ks in a row.
And so beautiful that it evoked a swing large enough for the plate umpire Noah Hobart to feel comfortable in calling it himself. Already the third strikeout through an inning and 2/3, Andrew.
Although, you know what? That is Slanker because Gregor throws with his left hand, and that's a right-handed thrower out there in left.
It's very interesting. I didn't see anything. The potential looks suspect.
Off-speed pitch, the first offering to Trent Caraway, and it's there for a strike. So, yeah, Ben Slanker into the game in place of Gavin Gregor out there in left.
Wait to see what happened with that.
0-1 misses up and away. It's a ball and a strike with 2 outs after 2 strikeouts to start this inning from Kenyon Collins, his second and third of his start. I couldn't tell. They have similar heights and body shapes, and then I remembered Gregor throws with his left hand, and well, the guy out in left field has a glove on his left hand at the moment. So it's that's Ben Slanker out there. Similar hairstyles too.
Unless he's ambidextrous, you never know.
I don't
I've
think
only
so.
seen one of those, Pat
Yes.
Venditti.
Yep. The Venditti rule, I think that was back in 2015 was when he burst onto the scene. Here's the 2-1 from Collins. On the outside corner, called a strike, 2-2.
And I believe that his debut was on June 5th, right around summertime, against the Red Sox at Fenway Park in Boston.
I remember the newspaper clipping from that day, as we might have to wait on that story. That might be for another inning. Here's the 2-2 from Collins. Ground ball to the 5-6 hole, fielded on a hop by Konis, but no throw, as there's an infield single for Trent Caraway with 2 gone. We'll go into that now. We were talking about Pat Venditti, who pitched with both his left and right hand, and it's totally irrelevant to what we're talking about at the moment, but I guess we kind of segued to it. Anyway, there was a newspaper clipping, I forget what newspaper it was, but instead of using the word ambidextrous, they described Pat Venditti as amphibious. So it was the amphibious pitcher made his major league debut. It was really quite something. Something my brother, my dad, and I got a great laugh out of about almost 10 years ago when that happened. Yeah, the amphibious pitcher.
I think the last time I used the word amphibian or amphibious might have been
3rd grade science class?
6th grade life science. Yeah, I was going to say.
First offering to the second baseman, Blake Schaaf, is a ball downstairs. So a runner at first. It's Trent Caraway. Kenyon Collins threw the first 2 hitters of this home half of the second in quick succession. Now pickoff attempt over to first, and back in sliding is Caraway.
I think it is somewhat relevant to our conversation, though. Sometimes
we
the greatest
got there
pitchers
somehow.
become
Yeah.
outfielders,
Yep.
or rather the greatest outfielders become pitchers. Sometimes pitchers become outfielders. Rick Ankiel.
And the offering gets by Nugent and back to the dish. So that is the second ball of the at-bat, but also a runner now in scoring position on the wild pitch from Kenyon Collins. Doors lead 1-0 in the bottom of the second. It's 2-0 the count, 2 gone in this home half of inning number 2. Blake Schaff at the plate, the second baseman for the Braves. In the left-handed batter's box, Collins from the stretch. He kicks and deals. It's upstairs, 3-0. Falmouth got their only run of the game thus far, and the only run of the game thus far, on a ground out by second baseman Nick Van Dyker in the top half of the frame. Here's the 3-0 from Collins. Fastball at the knees, called a strike. Collins ready once more. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on second is Caraway, the Braves' third baseman. A look over his right shoulder for Collins, and now he comes home with a slide step delivery, and it misses downstairs for ball 4. Schaff aboard first base, 2 on, 2 gone in this second frame.
And I don't mind him throwing a changeup behind in the count there, 3-1, because you don't want to give Schaff a pitch to hit. He figures he's probably getting a fastball. With 2 outs, you're going to have Caraway off of second base in motion. Better to walk him there with a base open and now just deal with Rustin Rigdon. But you got to get him out before the top of the order comes up in John Stutzer.
Rigdon, a guy who can play both the infield and the outfield. He's at shortstop today. Attends Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee. Here's the first offering to him. High pop-up into shallow left center field. Actually, it stays in the infield. Konis has got it, and he puts it away for out number 3. We're through 2 here at Doran Park. The Commodores have the 1-0 lead. And when we come back for the top of the third, it is for the Doors, the top of the order, Austin Maley, Ben Slanker, and Jimmy Nugent to the plate.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
To the top of the third we go, and a perfect time to tell you that Netting Pros Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros Stadionic who makes sports facilities iconic. Top of the order for the Commodores, up to the plate. Austin Maley leads things off. He'll be followed by Ben Slanker, who is into the game. He didn't start, but Gavin Greger pulled from this game. Not sure why, but Greger out of the game. And appeared in, I believe, every game up to this point as well for the Doors. And Slanker now in left field as a early defensive substitution. First pitch of the inning is hit in the air to right field. Racing after it is Costello. And it's instead the second baseman, Blake Schaff, who makes the catch in shallow right for out number 1 of this third frame.
Left fielder number 7.
Well, it's nice that Jack Dom has a lefty on his bench in Ben Slanker, who's also an outfielder who can insert in perfectly for Gavin Greger, regardless of whatever the situation with Greger is, because you have a lefty that can drive the ball equally as well. Maybe if not with even more power than Gavin Greger, but Greger's so reliably defensive, so, and offensively as well. But not a bad luxury of riches the Commodores have.
Not at all. He will face the left-hander in Madden Clement, who is into his third inning of work. Catcher Jimmy Nugent in the on-deck circle for Falmouth. And the first pitch is a ball, 1-0.
2 Cardinals and 2 Bears in the lineup tonight for the Commodores. And no, we're not talking Arizona and Chicago.
No.
We're talking Baylor and Louisville.
Funny you say that. The Arizona Cardinals used to be the Chicago Cardinals. Here's a line drive into left field. It's spinning, and it is fair on the line, and Slanker heads to second. In the corner, the left fielder Stutzer throws it back in. It's a stand-up double for Ben Slanker with one gone in this third frame. The wind might have helped that one a little bit, Farrell. It landed right on the foul line and left.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there from Slanker, and the wind was blowing it, but it looked like it caught just a bit of chalk from our vantage point. Obviously, we didn't have one nearly as well as the third base umpire, Mark Brunetti, who calls it. Hustling, thinking two out of the box was Slanker, and that's nice to see on a pop-up down the line, especially with the uncertainty. He's in scoring position for Nugent.
And Nugent, no stranger to driving in runs. He's hit a homer. He has 2 RBIs this year thus far. Here's the first pitch to him. Wave and a miss on a fastball. 0-1.
Good positioning by the third base umpire, Mark Brunetti, to get out there and have judgment on the call.
We had a pretty good look at it, too, based on we were pretty much perpendicular to the left field line. 0-1. The lefty Clement looks over his left shoulder, now comes home. And it's another swing and a miss by Nugent. 0-2.
I believe it was Game 3 of the 1999 National League Division Series, the Diamondbacks and the Mets. Edgardo Alfonso, I believe, hit a ball right down the line. It's just called foul. That's when they have the extra umpires in the playoffs, too. Sent Mets coach Cookie Rojas into a frenzy. It's always tough on those fair foul calls.
You might be the only person in this world to think of that example when discussing what just happened. 0-2, misses upstairs, the ball and 2 strikes. Farrell, if you haven't, or fans, if you haven't learned thus far, Farrell is a bit of a baseball encyclopedia. Just up in his head, it is just impressive. There's nothing else to describe it as. It's the 1-2. Wave and a miss. Down on strikes is Nugent.
Thank you, my friend. I try out here.
It's really quite baffling sometimes.
First baseman, number 4, J.J. Kennett.
The knowledge is vast for Mr. Hudson. So that's the second strikeout of the day for Madden Clement. And J.J. Kennett, the 4-hole hitter, looks to bring in Slanker. Commodores have had a bit of trouble with hitting, or situational hitting, with runners in scoring position this season. It's been better, save for last night's game. And Kennett takes a strike. It's 0-1. Clement looks at his right wristband, and he gets the pitch call. Now he comes set, working off the left-hand side of the rubber. The 0-1 off-speed pitch catches the zone, strike 2. 1 pitch away from stranding this runner at second base with Slanker at second base. Kennett at the dish. It's a 1-0 lead for Falmouth. Short porch, but Kennett just late on a fastball. It stays 0-2.
If I was a dog, my ears would have perked up right there. It had that kind of sound right off the bat.
It was barreled just
Sweet
late
kiss.
on the swing. So the count remains 0-2. 2 gone, and Michel makes the catch, straddling the first base line. As we will send it to break, but not before we send it on to Timmy Weiss for the first time today. Timmy, what you got?
Well, thanks so much, guys. And it's the first Friday night here on Cape Cod in the first week of the season. And last year, Falmouth would wear red jerseys every single Friday with a black hat that had a green shaded F on the top of it. Now, that tradition is gone this year, although you can still get those hats in the merch shack at Gov Fuller Field. But instead, this year, they're going to wear these black hats with a F Falmouth logo that has an American flag on the top of it instead. Now, of course, Falmouth is celebrating the 250th year of our country this season, and on July 4th, they actually will wear it on a Saturday, that is. But, guys, also, by the way, the U.S. men's soccer team won today, and that was a 2-0 win to clinch their spot into the round of 32 this season for that team. So, something you'll see throughout the season from this squad for the Falmouth Commodores.
Bottom three from Doran Park here on Cape League TV. I'm Andrew Hillsman alongside Farrell Hudson with Skylar Ellis, our producer. And it's a 1-0 lead for Falmouth as we head into the home half of the third. Top of the order, 1, 2, 3 hitters. It's John Stutzer, then Matt Bolton and Andrew Costello due up for the Bourne Braves. Successful outing thus far for Kenyon Collins. A couple of strikeouts. He's got 3 to his name through the first 2 innings. So half of his outs have been by way of the K, and he fires in a first pitch at the corner, but called a ball.
Assume it's a little bit low because it looked like it got plenty of the corner anyway.
Yep.
Nice spot all day from Collins.
He's been consistent. He told us before the season started that this past year at Marshall, he focused on pitching more than just throwing because guys, he explained it to us this way as the 1-0 misses downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Guys throw a lot in high school, but you learn to pitch when you get to college, and they're 2 different things. Throwing is just, there's less strategy. It's just the motion, and Kenyon feels like he's become a better pitcher this past year at Marshall. He fires in a strike, and it's 2-1. A really interesting perspective on it, Fairly. You don't think about it from a fan's perspective that way too often. The 2-1 has the left fielder Stutzer well out in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And it goes off of what Coach Dom was saying pregame about when he was looking at Jack Bauer's outing for the Commodores on Monday. He said he really didn't have a pitch to go off of other than the fastball. Hitters can recognize 98 from off speed easily here.
Foul tip back our way, and it would have been straight into Farrell Hudson's left hand if it weren't for the netting in front of us, but the Commodores bat boy does his job and races after that foul ball. Count stays 2-2.
I was just trying to protect our producer, Skylar Ellis. Beautiful Doors cap.
It is a really good hat they have this year. 2-2 misses down and away, full count. It's the Doors across the top with the, as Skylar turns and shows it to me, it's a, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's a good-looking hat. You can pick it up if you come to Gov Fuller Field. The 3-2 offering from Collins just off the inside corner for ball 4. Yeah, really good merch offering for the Commodores, as they do every year, but this year is quite strong.
You got to go all out for it. 100-plus seasons of existence in the Cape Cod League. You're one of the original 4 teams, as Tim mentioned in his sideline hit. 250th anniversary for our country. Great time to be snazzing it up with the merch.
So a fresh count now for Matt Bolton. Pickoff attempt over to first. Nothing doing as Stutzer is back in safely. Stutzer leads off this game for Bourne. Another attempt. No tag applied that time. Stutzer spent his freshman season at Florida State. Was an ACC all-freshman teamer for the Seminoles, making his first season summer ball. And he fouls off the first offering, over the netting and out of play, 0-1. Really solid stats as a freshman, 834 OPS, hit 270 at the plate, 10 long bombs, 43 runs batted in. As an everyday outfielder, or at least everyday starter for Florida State, one of the premier programs in the ACC. 0-1, Collins from the stretch. Goes to the changeup and induces a swing. It's 0-2.
And that's exactly why Bourne's hitters have been late on all these fastballs so far. It's been 40 to 50% of Collins' pitches, that slow, steady changeup over the inside corner. That's befuddled Bourne all day long. We'll look to see if he speeds up fastball here, 0-2.
Pickoff attempt over again, and no tag applied. But Collins just making sure Stutzer knows over there at first that he's got him in mind. Hitter Matt Bolton at the dish, the center fielder, left-handed hitting center fielder. Here is the 0-2 upstairs and a little bit away as well. A good waist pitch on 0-2.
Stutzer, originally a native of Marietta, Georgia, where the Perfect Game Complex is in Cobb County, Truist Park, home of the Atlanta Braves. Nice baseball hotbed down there in Georgia.
The Binghamton man, Bolton, to the plate at the moment. 1-2, nobody gone. Off-speed pitch upstairs. So it moves it to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Both teams have 2 hits to this point, but it's the Doors who lead 1-0 in the bottom of the third. On Stutzer at first. Nothing going on over there still.
Stutzer, 13 stolen bases as a Seminole this season.
I mean, if it makes the play, reaches his mitt out, snags it out of midair, and nothing that Stutzer could do but turn and look at Kennett step on first. It's a twin.
In trouble with your coach at all. You're just taking a secondary lead appropriately as you should, but hit right on a line to Kennett. And Bolton, or check that, Stutzer, a dead man. Bolton retired as well on the line drive.
Mark at L3, and then Stutzer put out at first base. Didn't even try to race back to the bag, as Kennett would have had him beat. It's an unassisted double play as Kennett steps on first. So 2 quick outs now, and the bases are cleared for Kenny Collins. One-0 is there down the pipe for a strike, a ball and a strike to Andrew Costello, who doubled his first time up in the first inning, but was stranded on second. Again, in the bottom of the third, Falmouth leads 1-0 off of an RBI groundout by Nick Ventiker in the second. Here's the 1-1 off-speed pitch in the dirt for ball 2.
And you think of the frequently unique names utilized in collegiate athletics. I don't think if Wake Forest had the credibility and reputation like they do, anyone would believe the Demon Deacons.
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest names there are to exist out there.
It is pretty sweet. They've got a good brand going on over there at Wake Forest. Here's the 2-1 from Collins. Hello, a little bit of chin music up and in on a fastball. Popped out of the hand a bit early. It's 3-1.
Former Yankee and Oriole Ken Singleton have gone lookout on that inside pitch.
Look out. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Collins operates from the windup, and he comes home. Fastball down the dish, 3-2. And the payoff on the way from Kenyon Collins. Gets a sign from Nugent, and now he winds. Here's the full count offering. Ground ball up the middle. Konis just over his glove, and it's a 2-out single. Costello 2 for 2 early in this ball game.
And a hit each inning for the Bravos so far against Collins, despite the quick work made by Kenyon.
All 3 with 2 outs as well. If you're Collins in the Doors defense, you're okay with that as long as it doesn't add on more and more. The base hits with 2 outs, especially if they're just singles like that one was for Costello, doesn't hurt you too bad. So Mark Quattrani, who popped out to Pearson Reebok at third his first time up, but he's homered twice in the young season. First pitch is a ground ball, but foul. Reebok had a look at it over at third, but it was foul all the way. 0-1 is the count. We mentioned earlier Gavin Greger pulled from the game. Looks like he is icing his hand in the dugout, so we hope that he's all right. But getting his rest day. He's appeared in, I believe, every game for the Falmouth Commodores, if not maybe just missed one. So Slanker in left field. That defensive substitution took place right before the bottom of the second.
Also, both lineups combined tonight are from the ACC alone. Quite the powerful conference.
Here's the 0-2 with 2 outs. Off-speed pitch, called, strike 3. Ring him up, Kenny Collins. His 4th K of the day. And we're a third of the way through this ball game. 1-0 Commodores. We're through 3 innings at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings. From its beautiful beaches and historical sites.
New bat. You can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat.
As are the 3 Commodores due up for this 4th frame. It's been successful the day thus far for the Commodores. They lead 1-0 off the back of a RBI ground down.
Bottom of the second inning, a ball.
A double each of the Coming set is Clement. And he delivers a slider that catches the zone for strike. Strike 1. We talked to Pearson Reebok preseason, and he and teammate J.J. Kennett made a long road trip from Waco, Texas, where Baylor is located. They're teammates. in the Big 12 at Baylor. So 1-1 misses downstairs, trying to go back to that same spot as Clement, but he missed low. It was a 28-hour drive that Kennett and Reebok took. They stopped it all the way to Nashville from Texas. I'm like, well, wouldn't he have gotten tired? As the 2-1 misses outside, it's 3-1. And Pearson told us, no, JJ's just like, I'm good. I'll just keep driving. And I don't think Pearson was going to complain about it.
It's a beautiful corridor for food as well.
Oh, my goodness.
Some elite spots.
Yeah.
My goodness, Tennessee.
Here's the 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. Reebok walks for the second time today. That's the the fourth free pass that Clement has offered up to the Doors. Maybe making it up a little bit for yesterday where Falmouth failed to draw a single walk.
Third walk to lead off an inning already for the Commodores.
And the left-hander deals, wave and a miss from Ty Konis, the shortstop who walked and stole a base back in the second. Konis yesterday led off, was 1 for 3. One of only 3 Commodores with a base hit yesterday. It was a single in the third. Clement ready, looks 1 strike, nobody gone in the top of the fourth at Dorn Park in Bourne, Massachusetts. Just near the Cape Cod Canal. The Bourne Bridge just down the way from here. And the 0-1. Off-speed pitch misses inside. A slider with a lot of horizontal run, or horizontal break, I should say, from Clement.
Commodores doing a great job all ball game recognizing it. Still have yet to swing through one over the inside corner.
Ball and a strike. Clement comes home. Fastball hit in the air to straightaway center field. Back on it is Bolton at the wall. It is gone! No, excuse me, it's just at the wall. Konis is going to drive in a run. Here comes the throw. Reebok scores. Thought it was gone. It hit the bottom of the wall. Just barely not enough to get out, but a run nonetheless. It's 2-0 Commodores in the fourth.
Well, I guess I have
Little ahead of ourselves
I have to hold my horses because that's the second time I've done it on radio. I did it for our partner Timmy Weiss at YD on Monday. I signaled home run when it was not. Forget for who. And then right there with Konis did the same thing. So thank goodness Bo McMillan has his role as the actual third base coach for the Commodores and not me, Andrew.
Got the run across, though, and Ty Konis has an RBI double. Remember, he led off the season with a double to pretty much the same spot that I know you and I both thought was going to be gone. That was tough to tell. The Walsh of the day. Apologies for the confusion there, folks. Still nobody gone. A successful inning thus far for Falmouth. Anthony Diaz popped out to the shortstop Rigdon his last time to the plate. Homered earlier in the week on Monday at Yarmouth Dennis. And an 0-2 hole. Here's Clement's pitch on the outside corner, called strike 3. Finally, that first out comes through for the Braves. After a walk and a big double from through for the Braves. After a walk and a big double from Ty Konis. Konis has a really good bullpen, so that means Cape League TV. Doors up 2-0.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, and kid-friendly outdoors.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And try a slice today.
New right-hander on the mound for the Bourne Braves midway through this top of the fourth. It's 2-0 Falmouth after an RBI double from Ty Konis. Madden Clement's day is done, and into the game is Nick Robert, the tall right-hander, 6'5", 230-pound, out of the University of Miami.
Well, his teammate, Robert.
As college baseball players in the country, and it tracks that, well, they go to many of the same schools. So Nick Robert, a rising senior at the Braves this summer, in his first season of summer ball. 3 years at Miami, only threw 3 2/3 innings, but his most active season was his first year in 2024 at Miami, where he had a sub-5 ERA and 41 1/3 innings pitched. Appeared in 29 games in 2024.
Always good to see guys that maybe haven't gotten as many innings in college come to the Cape over the summer, perfect their craft, a career-high ERA for Nick Robert at the University of Miami this year. We mentioned some of those family connections. You love to see that, whether it's at the major league level. You got Andrew and Austin Roma today and had the RBI in the top of the second, the sacrifice that got a run home. Unselfish situational hitting on the part of Van Tiker last time up.
You got the RBI ground out. That was the first run of the day, and now it's 2-0 Falmouth off the back of that high-flying RBI double from Ty Konis. He stands aboard at second base. Pearson Reebok came in to score in this fourth frame. So the new arm out of the pen is Nick Robert, and he'll face Nick. It's 0-1.
I have a feeling Nick's
there, but I think you might have some insider info there. Here's the 0-1. Off the outside edge, a ball and a strike. Fabio Peralta, here's the 1-1. Down at the dish and caught a ball. Two balls, one strike. Runner in scoring position for the Commodores is Tyke. And the 3-1. The only thing that makes me think it isn't a house is the industrial security camera on it, but maybe I'll do some investigating mid-inning. 3-and battle here.
Where you can see what's going on inside the stadium, whether you're in that hotel in Toronto, in one of the apartment buildings when they open the roof. I think Baltimore, St. Louis, San Diego, all the same thing. Not bad to have an outside view of the ball game.
No domes here in the Cape, thankfully. That'll be a little silly. And Peralta steps in. Check swing. First pitch is a strike as called by the third base umpire.
And Fabio didn't think so, because where the third base umpire, Mark Brunetti, is positioned is behind the pitcher mound right now. I believe that's called C positioning in umpiring.
I've never taken an umpiring class, so I'll take your word for it, Farrell. 0-1 the count, one gone in this fourth. Peralta in off the hands. Watch out in the dugout for Bourne down the third base side. He fouls it off, 0-2.
Also, in all fairness to Mark Brunetti, when you're right behind the pitcher's mound, a swing is harder to tell. Every half swing, check swing, looks more like he went around than when you have an angle right down the line.
The tall right-hander Nick Robert comes set once more. From the stretch, he delivers the 0-2. Belted down the left field line. Will it drop fair this time? No, it will not. Saw one land right on the line for Ben Slanker in the third, but that time it veers on foul. And the count stays at 0-2.
That was a definitive foul ball. The one Slanker in the third inning could have gone either way. That's why I mentioned the Alfonso Cookie Rojas Mets play or Joe Mauer in the 2009 ALDS, but
again,
right
still
there.
I think the only person who's going to think of that is you, and I'm here for it. Another 0-2 on the way. Nick Robert comes home, and Peralta takes in the dirt. One ball, two strikes. Top of the order maybe coming up this inning for Falmouth. 2 on. Here's that 1-2 up and away for ball 2. And at bat here for Peralta.
And I wonder if we're going to see the offensive floodgates open on both sides, but specifically here for the Commodores. You have the top of the order due up soon. 2 runners on base. Bourne's already trailing by 2 runs. They know that they have to throw a strike. Not many off-speed pitches have been located for strikes or getting swing and misses today. You might start to see more fastballs in the happy zone for the Commodores.
And Robert goes with an off-speed that time and strikes out Peralta. So it's the pitcher who wins the matchup of Hurricanes that time. Nick Robert and Fabio Peralta, both Miami men, and Robert sends Peralta back to the dugout by way of the K. Back to the top of the order, and it's Austin Maley who will try and continue this inning, as Falmouth's already scored once in the top of the fourth. It's 2-0 Doors as they play their first divisional matchup of the year against the Bourne Braves. First pitch, a strike on an off-speed offering to Maley. And time is called. Not sure what it was, but
seems as if a ball is being called.
I'm not sure.
Maybe wrong, though.
No, I don't know. It's 0-1 on this scoreboard, but I'm not sure what the count is. But we'll say the offering on the way from Robert to Maley. It kicks in front, so it's 1-1. Maybe it was just the pitch clock wasn't set, and the umpire, Noah Hobart, needed to reset it.
I think Hobart was telling Robert, hey, when you come set, you have to lock your eyes with the hitter.
Well. Yes.
In Austin Maley. I believe that's what he was giving a warning to Robert about.
Good catch there, Farrell. I think you're right. 1-1. 2 on. Here's a fly ball into center field. Will it get down? Yes, it will. Rounding third, heading for home. On the way to score is Ty Konis. 3-0 Commodores in the fourth. An RBI single for Austin Maley, who continues to impress in his early days as a Falmouth Commodore.
First multi-hit inning and first multi-run inning for the Commodores, and as you alluded to, Maley picking up right where he left off at Gateway Community College earlier this year, a .341 batting average there across 39 games, and he's already been on base twice in tonight's ball game. A walk in the top of the first and now an RBI single here in the fourth.
So 3-0 is your score in this top of the fourth. The Commodores' offense looks a lot more lively than it did last night against Harwich. Here's the first offering to Slanker at the knees, called a strike.
Commodores were down 2 touchdowns in last night's loss, now up a field goal here in the fourth. But football season can wait.
Yes, it can. Couple of months at least. And the 0-1 on the way to Slanker. Called a strike on an off-speed offering. It looked like a slider that time. 0-2 with 2 out.
Maybe not, though, for your excitement for Chicago Bears football to be back.
I can wait a little longer for it. The NFL season is just, it's so high pressure. You need a break from it sometimes. 0-2 from Robert. And a half-hearted swing and a miss from Slanker has him down on strike. So, a successful frame in the fourth here for the Commodores. They plate 2. It is 3-0 for 3.5 at Doran Park in Bourne, Massachusetts.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year. Communities is how we all win, because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Eastern Propane and Oil is proud to support Cape Cod's hometown heroes in the Cape Cod Baseball League. If you are an active duty military member, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. Visit eastern.com for more information. Eastern Propane and Oil, proud to serve those who serve. New pitcher into the game, it's Braden Bergman. What do you got on him, Farrell?
Well, Bergman's a high strikeout pitcher, 26 through 22 in a third innings, 5.64 ERA this year as a Baylor Bear, being caught by the Louisville Cardinal in Jimmy Nugent, but playing alongside his teammates tonight at J.J. Kennett at first base, Pearson Reebok at third. So Bears on the corners and on the mound right now as Bergman makes his second appearance as a Falmouth Commodore, and he's another one of those guys, just like Kenyon Collins, looking to get more innings. Didn't appear too much. You go back to a season ago, one relief appearance. He missed some time due to injury and then came out of high school 2 years ago, so might have an extra year of eligibility, high ceiling for him in a low-pressure situation here, up 3 runs in the bottom of the fourth.
It is 3-0 for the Doors. Home half of the fourth, and it's Garrett Michelle, Luke Costello, and Trent Caraway who will start the inning.
Asked a little girl named Callie at the concession stand, would her dad Billy please come to the concession stand?
Oh no, we've got a a kiddo who's gotten lost over there at the concession stands, and hopefully they find who she belongs to. But there's baseball to be played at the moment, and so hopefully that gets dealt with out in the concourse, I guess you could say. The 0-1 from Bergman. Off-speed pitch, misses in the opposite batter's box.
You could hear the Max Scherzer grunt from Braden Bergman there as he released that breaking ball over the outer third.
Bergman has spent his first couple of years at Baylor. He's in the portal at the moment, and the 6'1" right-hander comes set. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody gone in the home half of the fourth. Foul tip off of the successful top of the fourth. Commodores scored 2 off a RBI single and an RBI double from a couple of their guys. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball right back to Bergman on the mound. He'll underhand to first for out number 1. Easy does it between the former Baylor teammates.
Very easy there, and kept the ball low in the zone in that at-bat against Garrett Michelle the first time. Commodore pitching in general between Collins at that. Not really any high pitches that have been enticing to hit. Maybe besides a couple letter-high changeups from Collins in the first 3 innings.
Collins had a really solid start as Bergman comes back set. Beautiful curveball, and it's there for a strike to Luke Costello. Final stat line for Kenyon Collins, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, no runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts for the Marshall man. An excellent first start in a Commodore uniform. 0-1, then the pitch from Bergman. Off-speed pitch, hit in the air to right center field. Ranging after it, making the call is the center fielder Peralta. And he has his first putout as a Falmouth Commodore in the field of 2026. 2 gone in this 4th frame.
And you mentioned the words excellent in Marshall. Falmouth Commodore is no stranger to having someone from Marshall. Mike Aniu last year, Falmouth Commodore, who was 2025 Cape League Player of the Year. 8 homers, 23 RBIs.
8 homers against this level of pitching.
Wood bats.
Is really impressive. Bergman with the sun in his eyes, trying to fight it from the left side of the diamond. He comes home, and it's 1-0 to Trent Caraway, the third baseman. Caraway has made a couple of plays in the field today. It ends LSU after spending his first 2 seasons of his career at Oregon State. Caraway, actually a former Commodore, played on the Cape in 2024. And 28 games for the Doors in 2024. 4 homers, 21 runs batted in. A .276 batting average. Very successful campaign. But returning to the Cape with Bourne here in 2026. And the 2-0 on the way from Bergman. High fastball up and away. Decent season in 30 games with the Tigers this past year. 2 homers, 16 runs batted in, hit .243. Only 87 plate appearances in those 30 games. But ahead in the count here. And the 3-0 from Bergman at the knees. It missed. Ball 4.
A nice pitch from Bergman there. And we're talking about Trent Caraway. Also went to Oregon State before hitting the transfer portal, going to LSU to play in the SEC. Teammates of the Commodores, Reagan Ricken, but also an attendee formerly of the same school. Travis Bazzana, former Commodore and current Cleveland Guardian, went to.
Blake Schaff to the dish, second baseman with 2 gone in this bottom of the 4th. Bourne still scoreless in this game. They've got 3 hits, but nothing to show for it in the runs column. The first pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Schaff started his career with Georgetown, then transferred to Wake Forest at the start of 2026. And he takes the ball in the dirt. That's where I remember his name from. He played 16 games with the Sanford Mainers of the New England Collegiate Baseball League last year. 24 games the year before, but I do remember him in the New England League last year during my time there with Keene. A ball and a strike. Bergman comes home. Ground ball, broken bat. Diving stop by Kennett. He turns, underhands to first. It is not in time, and an awkward landing for Bergman, but it looks like he's all right. So everybody's safe all the way around. Kennett tried to field that one, but It was the second baseman, Ventiker, who might have had a better play on it.
Certainly, and that's one of the plays that's toughest for an infield to choreograph because, as you alluded to, Ventiker could have come in on his forehand side, but you appreciate Kennett's wherewithal to stab it on the backhand side. But Bergman's peripheral vision is trying to see Kennett field the ball and underhand flip it to him while he's trying to coordinate his angle to the base. Very tough. That's why it'll go down as an infield single. 2 on, 2 out, just like that, Andrew.
That's the 4th Bourne hit of the day. And runners at first and second. Bergman, an off-speed pitch, misses up high. It's Rustin Rigdon, the shortstop. Where's number 23 out of Metter, Georgia. His first season in summer ball after 2 years as an everyday starter for Vanderbilt. And he takes a strike. It's 1-1.
A Commodore facing a Commodore.
Yes, but not the way you think. 2.
Both wear black, but one gold and black, the other maroon and black.
Yes.
Both long-standing programs. Tim Corbin, head coach of Vanderbilt.
He's been there for
from
a
New
long
Hampshire,
time.
Greater New England area.
1-2, called, strike 3. Rustin Rigdon can't make anything of that at bat as Bergman sends him down looking. That's strikeout number 1 on Bergman's day, and that is the end of the 4th inning. Top of the 5th coming your way here on Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this opencape.org, and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business, and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Veolia North America is a proud supporter of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Veolia North America offers a full spectrum of water, waste, and energy management services, including water and wastewater treatment, energy consulting, resource recovery, and more. Headquartered in Boston, Veolia has more than 10,000 employees working at more than 350 locations across the continent. To learn more, visit veolianorthamerica.com. Top of the 5th, here we come from Doran Park. It's Falmouth 3, Bourne nothing on Cape League TV. Andrew Hilsman and Farrell Hudson here to bring you the action in Bourne, Massachusetts. And to start this 5th frame off, it's the catcher, Jimmy Nugent. He'll be followed by J.J. Kennett, the first baseman, and Pearson Reebok, the third baseman. Great 4th inning on both sides of the ball for Falmouth, Farrell.
Absolutely, and it ends with a beautiful strikeout. It's the second one looking in the ball game for Commodore pitching. Really nice job just throwing the off-speed pitches all day. We'll say it a couple more times between Kenyon Collins and Braden Bergman.
They've done a heck of a job to get through this Bourne Braves lineup that came into today leading the league at OPS. To start this top of the 5th, it's a called strike to Jimmy Nugent as he takes strike 1. All 5 teams in action, all 5 teams playing right now. Catuit and YD are the closest to being finished across the Cape at the moment. They're in the top of the 9th. Here's the 1, wave and a miss from Nugent. He's down 0-2.
I like those stadiums, though, without lights. Yep. It also brings a different element of tradition. Talking in the car earlier about Wrigley Field not having lights until 1988.
Yes. Nothing in 2. Nick Roberts still the pitcher for Bourne, and he fires in strike 3. Froze up Nugent on an off-speed pitch, and Bourne goes around the horn. 1 gone in this top of the 5th.
First baseman, number 4.
Great strikeout stuff from Nick Robert. That's already his 3rd of this game, and he's only recorded, 3 outs.
And the 4th consecutive out by a Bourne pitcher recorded via the strikeout.
This game 3-0 in favor of the Commodores here on the top of the 5th. Starts off Reebok with a slider that catches the zone for strike 1. Just high, maybe a hair inside. Never got close to going around. A ball and a strike, nobody aboard, one gone in this top of the strike. Rather, J.J. Kennett at the plate at the moment. And he grounds one on the right-hand side, backhanded by the first baseman, Michelle. Throw to first. Great cover from the pitcher, Robert, for out number 2. Got my Baylor Bears confused there for a second, but now it's Reebok to the plate with 2 outs.
Both have identical helmets,
That's
so
true.
You can't be too far off.
No,
It's one
no.
or the other, unless Braden Bergman gets a random at-bat.
Yeah, I really don't expect that to happen this year. That would be fun to watch, but I wouldn't bet on it, that's for sure. Reebok to the plate. Yet to record an at-bat. He's walked twice and scored both times as well. First pitch fouled back to the netting, off of the netting pole, actually. And it's 0-1. Tykonis in the on-deck circle. We'll see if he gets to have his chance at the plate in this frame. 0-1. And the offering from the righty, Robert. Downstairs, picked in the dirt, ball 1. Falmouth's got the momentum right now. Bourne's still scoreless, but both teams have 4 hits. Here's the 1-1. At the knees, called a strike on a slider from Robert.
Pushing across runs, such an underrated element, Andrew. Especially if both teams have equal traffic on the bases, similar to what you've seen tonight.
And Falmouth has only left one more runner on base than Bourne has thus far. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Just up high at the letters. And it's deuces wild, 2-2 with 2 outs. A tall right-hander, Robert, set once again. Here's the 2-2, wave and a miss. Down goes Reebok, strike 3. 4 Ks out of the pen for Nick Robert. He's had himself a stellar day. And that means, as we're through the top of the 5th, it's time for me to turn over the play-by-play microphone to Farrell Hudson, who will have you covered on play-by-play duties for the rest of this one. Braden Bergman returns to the mound for Falmouth when we come back in the bottom of the 5th.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Welcome back to Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV. The Falmouth Commodores and the Bourne Braves from Doran Park here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Commodores with a 3-0 lead. Farrell Hudson and Andrew Hilsman, third member of our team, Timmy Weiss, our producer, Skylar Ellis. Commodores searching for that elusive first victory against division play. It would be their second on the road. 1-1, beat Brewster on Sunday. A loss to currently undefeated YD. We're playing Katuitt right now in the top of the 9th inning, Andrew.
That's a thrilling
3-2
so
lead,
far.
but Katuitt has 2 ducks on the pond, specifically in scoring position. So
I'll keep an eye on
to
that
see the
one,
result of that finish.
We'll watch this one as well. This is also an entertaining game.
In order, home half of the 5th. Stutzer, Bolton, and Costello. It begins with the right-handed hitting John Stutzer. Squares to bunt, draws it back, and takes a breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. For Braden Bergman so far, he's gone an inning, given up a hit. No runs, 1 walk, and a strikeout. Right-hander from Baylor University. Deals the 1-0. Fastball inside, 2-0. Stutzer in his first 2 trips to the plate today. A strikeout swinging against Collins to open up the home half of the 1st, and a walk in the bottom of the 3rd. He was erased on a 3 unassisted double play. A line drive off the bat of his teammate, Matt Bolton, to J.J. Kennett at first. 2-0 is a fastball down low, 3-0. Three runs on 4 hits and no errors for the Commodores. No runs on 4 hits and no errors for the Bravos. 3-0 with nobody out. Base is empty. Home half of the 5th. Bergman deals. Fastball called strike.
What I like about Bergman is his ability and seemingly his comfortableness, his comfort level with just throwing every pitch in his arsenal. Every pitch seems to be really consistent so far today.
Bergman, working from the middle of the rubber, deals the 3-1. Lined into right field. That's a base hit. So Stutzer's aboard to lead off the 5th inning. All 5 innings, the Bourne Braves have had a hit. And here comes the left-handed hitting center fielder Matt Bolton to the plate. 1 on with nobody out. Bottom of the 5th, Bourne has taken the lead now in the hit category, 5-4 over the Commodores. And the Cotuit Cavaliers, West Division rivals of the Commodores, have taken the lead at Merrill Red Wilson Field, 4-3 in the top of the 9th over the YD Red Sox, who are currently undefeated at 5-0, but within a matter of minutes, may be undefeated no longer. Righty on lefty matchup. It's Bolton who takes a fastball over the outer third, knee high for a called strike.
Yeah, Yarmouth Dennis looked really strong, and we were talking to manager Jack Dahm of Falmouth before this game started. He talked about that 1-run loss on Monday as a pro-style game. It kind of had everything, and it did. It was a great baseball game.
Great pitcher's duel, 0-1. Fouled back here towards our setup, right behind home plate. No balls and 2 strikes with no out and a runner on, home half of the 5th. Falmouth retaining a 3-run advantage. An exact 0-run differential on the road for the Commodores. Small sample size, 1-run victory at Brewster on Sunday. 1-run aforementioned defeat to YD on Monday. Fastball's popped in the air, high foul, third base side. It'll scoot out of play, and the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Gorgeous night here from Duran Park.
Oh my gosh,
minimal wind
perfect.
chill,
It's
75
perfect.
degrees, low humidity.
Sun's starting to, I mean, it is just legitimately perfect.
Picturesque evening, summer skies. Summer officially beginning this weekend here in the Northern Hemisphere. 0-2. Taken high, throw down to second base from Nugent, not in time. Sliding in safely ahead of the tag is Stutzer with a stolen bag.
So now you've got a runner to work with in scoring position, and it's no strange thing for Falmouth. They've dealt with a little bit of that thus far. Bourne has stranded 6 runners on base, so runners on base has not really been a problem thus far for Falmouth.
1-2, fastball low. That was Stutzer's second stolen base of the infant season. Stutzer getting the start in 4 ball games previous to this one, entering this afternoon, or this evening, shall I say, a 167 batting average. 2-2 with Stutzer off of second and nobody out. Righty on lefty matchup to Bolton. Bergman set and home with the 0-2 offering. Grounded right side of the infield. It's Nick Van Tyker who will make the play at first. Advancing to third in the process is Stutzer. And the first run of the game for Bourne, 90 feet away with 1 out.
Yeah, good smooth play, and it's also an effective at-bat for Bolton. Can't work yourself aboard, but you put your teammate 90 feet closer to finally taking the goose egg off the scoreboard for your squad. Nothing to complain about there, especially only putting up the first out of the inning.
It's the righty hitting DH, Andrew Costello from Wake Forest. Righty on righty matchup, runner on third, 1 out. Home half of the 5th. Commodores lead the Braves 3-0 here at Duran Park. First pitch, grounded to Ty Konis at short. He makes a play on his forehand, slides, spins, throws to first. J.J. Kennett holds the bag. Nice play for the second out. Coming in to score is Stutzer. And it's now 3-1 Commodores. And the manager for the Bravos, Scott Lander,
he
asking the plate umpire, Noah Hobart, and the first base ump, Mike Hinojosa, to come together, and the third member of the crew, Mark Brunetti. All umpires are going to gather. Scott Landers, as you saw, very adamant, believes that Kennett was off the bag.
Yep. Whatever it is, it scores the run, even if it's out and out or not. So it's an effective at-bat, but maybe Bourne believing that they, nope, he's still out. No, there's no video evidence, and there's no video replay.
And it's one of those calls that's too close to overturn, and Noah Hobart now talking to the Braves dugout, and Scott Landers Still not thrilled about that.
No, not at all. What I like about being so close is you can hear those conversations. You could hear how displeased Bourne's dugout was with that call, even though that is the call that stands.
So 2 outs, bases empty. 2-run ball game. Bergman deals, breaking ball, called strike. 0-1 with 2 out to the right-handed hitting Andrew Costello. Check that, Mark Quattrani, the catcher. Swing and a miss. Bergman going right back to that breaking ball. So 0-2 with 2 outs. Home half of the 5th. Commodores lead the Braves 3-1. Righty on righty matchup. Bergman comes set. Right side of the rubber, deep breath. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Blew the heater right by him. And that does it for the Braves here in the home half of the 5th. In the inning, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, no runners left on base. We've played 5 here in Bourne. 3-1 Commodores on Cape League TV.
The local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is one Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers.
Doran Park, it's Timmy Weiss on hand as Anthony Diaz, who's a rising senior at New Mexico, but currently entered the transfer portal for the Doors. And he's a guy that had a tough start to the season, was hitless through 2 games, but since then has really turned it on, has on a 3-game hitting streak currently. Did not play last time out against Harwich, but I spoke to him pregame today, and he told me that the key for him is all about his timing. When he is on time, he feels that he can find the barrel and really feel comfortable and start to get really good at-bats with this Doors team. We'll see if he can keep it going and get a 4th hit of today.
Thanks, Tim. Yeah, absolutely. Anthony Diaz has certainly had some outstanding plate appearances. Not necessarily indicative if you're just someone who looks at the scorebook and says, well, his batting average right now is 176, his on-base percentage is 222, but an extra base hit, a homer, and 4 RBIs for him. Top of the 6th inning, Konis, followed by Diaz and Van Tyker, 6, 7, and 8 in the Commodores' order. Second full relief inning of work, or inning of relief work, shall I say, for Nick Robert as he fires in a called strike to Konis. 0-1. Konis in his first 2 trips to the plate today, a walk in the top of the 2nd, rocketed an RBI double to deep center off the wall in the top of the 4th. 0-1. Bounced in the dirt. Ty watches it bounce by him, 1-1. For Konis, we mentioned the outstanding freshman season he had as a Maryland Terrapin. Now committing to transfer to Texas Tech. His Big Ten all-freshman team with the Terrapins started all 56 games. 286 batting average, 410 on-base percentage. Go along with an 848 OPS. Takes the breaking ball high. This was a player that was high on Maryland's radar to begin with. He was ranked the number 13 player in high school in the state of Maryland. Also the number 3 shortstop. Away to 2-1 with nobody out. Righty on righty matchup. Bases empty. Top of the 6th. Commodores lead by 2. 2-1 fastball right down Broadway. 2-2. Maryland series early on this season out against UCLA. Number 1 ranked UCLA. Went 4 for 10. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball low and away. That's already the 5th strikeout in the ball game for Nick Roberts. 1 gone here in the top of the 6th.
Gosh, he's looked impressive, huh? I mean, just the control to get guys out on strikes after your starter walks 4. Really solid outing thus far from Robert.
So 1 out. Bases empty. Righty on lefty matchup. It's the aforementioned Anthony Diaz to step to the dish. Squares to bunt. And bunts right through it for a called strike. Diaz in the ball game was out due to the infield fly rule on a pop-up to the shortstop Rigdon in the top of the second. Struck out looking. Last batter that Madden Clement faced before Scott Lenders went to his bullpen. 0-1, breaking ball outside, 1-1.
Yeah, the Katuitt YD game that we were talking about just went to the middle of the ninth. YD, the home team, they trail by 1, so maybe some drama brewing over in Dennis.
Might have to get it done quick. The lights do play a factor.
Yep.
1-1. Fastball knee-high, just taken for a ball by Diaz. Robert comes set from the right side of the rubber. Diaz high in the air to deep right field. Moving back is Costello. In front of the warning track at the fence, puts it away for the second out of the inning. Anthony gave it a ride, about 310 feet as far as he could to keep it in the yard.
That was close. Now that fence does cut in pretty quick, so that probably helped a little bit, but maybe just a little too much launch angle, and that might be the end of the day for Nick Robert as Bourne's going to make a motion to the bullpen. That was a good swing from Diaz, just didn't get anything out of it.
So Scott Landers takes the ball from his reliever. 2 outs, base is empty, top of the 6th. The Commodores up by 2. We'll be back in a few short moments. Doors on the radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to... Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
Welcome back to Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV. A new pitcher in the ballgame for Scott Landers' Bourne Braves. It's Dominic Morrow out of the University of Cincinnati. He'll come on in to face Nick Ventiker. 2 outs and the base is empty.
Well, Morrow, a second-year Brave, appeared in 6 games, finished 4 games, 11 1/3 innings last year, a 2.38 ERA for the Bourne Braves in 2025. Get this, Farrell, 2 walks, 18 strikeouts. 18 strikeouts in just over 11 innings. He's got great strikeout stuff.
It's a 9-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
Not bad.
No, certainly not bad, you could say.
Really, and it translates, too, to the college level as well. He walked 11 guys, fanned 43 this past year at Cincinnati in the Big 12.
Possessing similar numbers to that of a Gavin Williams, Jacob deGrom, Chris Sale, Cam Schlittler, all those high strikeout guys. It'll be interesting to see how the Commodores adapt to that. The reason why I say that, Nick Robert in relief was phenomenal. 2 1/3 for the Braves. 1 hit, no runs, no earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts.
Now, you're not going to complain about that. That's just exactly what you asked for from an arm out of the pen.
He's got Justin Bieber's Baby as his walk-up song as well. Bieber was 16 when he wrote that, and it's been 16 years since Baby was out. That's a blast from the past.
Sure. Yeah, I can't say I'm a huge fan of, as Skylar Ellis has just told me, I just had to be reminded of the term belieber. And that was painful in and of itself. But no, I wouldn't describe myself as that.
That'd be quite the battle, the Beliebers versus the Swifties.
It's true, yeah. I don't think society needs to see that. That might be the end of the world as we know it. You give them access to modern military equipment, then I think just bad things are going to happen.
First pitch taken high from Ventiker. Michael Stipe of REM once said, "It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine." Swing and a foul back to the screen. A ball and a strike on Ventiker. Base is empty, 2 outs. Top of the 6th. Commodores lead the Braves 3-1. Ventiker patiently awaiting the next offering. RBI ground out in the top of the second, a walk in the fourth. Breaking ball popped behind us. It'll go out of play.
That went off the house. That went off the building. That's for sure.
So it'll be a 1-2 to Ventiker with 2 outs against the hard-throwing right-hander Dominic Morrow. 1-2, breaking ball, check swing. Home plate umpire Noah Hobart says he went around. Quattroni's going to fire down to first base with inside positioning, and the side is retired. And a 1-2-3 top half of the sixth, combined by 2 Bourne pitchers, 2 strikeouts, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. 5.5 through, 2-run lead for the Commodores. This is Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to...
Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism is proud to support the CapeCodBay.com to plan your next adventure. Bottom of the 6th inning here from Dorn Park. Commodores with a 3-1 lead over the Bourne Braves. Glad you're staying with us here on Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV. Farrell Hudson and Andrew Hillsman, third member of our team, Timmy Weiss, our producer, Skylar Ellis, on a picturesque Friday evening. This is the opening weekend of summer 2026, one that always has a lot of heightened anticipation on the Cape, especially with the 250th anniversary of our great nation looming 15 days away. For the Commodores, all teams participants on 4th of July. For the Commodores, it'll be against division rivals Cotuit, who last time we checked were locked in a 4-3 battle, a 1-run game in which they were leading at YD.
Yeah, they're still leading, but momentum switching maybe to the Red Sox. 2 on, nobody gone in that bottom of the 9th.
5, 6, and 7 in the order for the Bravos as the first pitch breaking ball strike over the outside corner from Braden Bergman. Right-hander to the left-handed hitting Garrett Michelle. It's the Braves' first baseman, right fielder, and third baseman. Michelle, followed by Costello and Caraway here in the home half of the 6th. 0-1, breaking ball off the outside corner, 1-1. Andrew, you've seen Commodore pitching do a nice job doubling down on pitches that have worked for them all night.
Yeah, you're right. It's especially with Bergman, mentioned a little bit earlier, just how comfortable he is going to everything in his arsenal.
1-1, fastball misses low, 2 balls and a strike. 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors for the Commodores. 1 run on 5 hits and no errors for the Braves. 2-1, fastballs pop foul, third base side out of play. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out. And the base is empty in the home half of the 6th. Reebok playing 15 feet off the bag at third. Infield's relatively deep. Outfield at no doubles defense depth. 2-2, breaking ball in the dirt. Full count to Costello, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Check that, Michelle. Michelle also 0 for 2, a strikeout swinging in the bottom of the 2nd. Tap back to the mound. Bergman's first batter he faced of the day in the bottom of the 4th. Payoff pitch with nobody out. Fastball swing and a miss, outside corner, blew it right by him. And that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 6th.
And strikeout number 3 for Bergman as well. He's really been impressive today. Collins got things started for the Commodores. 3 scoreless innings through only 60 pitches, so 20 pitches an inning. So right on track with what he needed to do to have his good start. And Bergman is efficient thus far as well.
It's Luke Costello in from the right side. First pitch from Bergman, and it clips Costello in the arm. So the first hit batsman of the game. There were 3 by Commodore pitching against Harwich in the 13-0 defeat yesterday. Costello takes first, 1 on with 1 out.
Third baseman, number 22, Trent Caraway.
That brings up the former Falmouth Commodore and Trent Caraway. Caraway, one swing of the bat here could tie the ball game up. Falmouth protecting a 2-run lead. Bergman delivers. Called strike. Caraway at LSU this year. 2 homers and 16 RBIs across 30 ball games. .243 batting average with 4 extra base hits, which accounted for 22% of his total hits with 18. 0-1 with 1 out. Breaking ball outside. And the count evens at a ball and a strike. Slight lead for the right fielder Costello. He's off the first base bag with 1 out. Middle infield at double play depth. 1-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. A 57-footer dropped in the dirt. A nice block from Nugent, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Caraway so far today, an infield single in the bottom of the second. A base runner has reached in every inning for the Braves. 5 consecutive innings with a hit, leading up until now. 1 out, home half of the 6th. A runner on and a 1-2 count. Bergman comes set, right side of the rubber, into his wind and fires. Breaking ball, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Bit of a delayed call there from the plate umpire,
that
Hobart.
Very
and
delayed,
Caraway
Farrell.
down by way of the backwards K, and Scott Landers still not happy with the plate umpire, Noah Hobart. And he's still barking at him.
Yep.
That
was a late call.
We haven't seen our first early exit of the season by a manager in a game we've covered yet, but in the day that there still isn't the ABS existent, sometimes still see those good old manager arguments. First pitch to the left-handed hitting Blake Schaff, the second baseman, is a fastball outside, 1-0.
And on our little stat tracking thing on CapeCodLeague.com, it looks like it just caught the zone, but obviously not official pitch tracking data there. But a very close call.
And in fairness to the plate umpire, Noah Hobart.
That's such a tough call.
It's a tough call, and he's been giving Scott Landers a lot of latitude tonight.
Yeah,
There's been a lot of barking coming out of the Bourne dugout.
I think that's more of just an understanding thing, that maybe that's just how Scott likes to be. And I think the home plate umpire, Hobart, understands that. And as long as it doesn't become personal, I don't think there's any problem with it.
Sure, it's a competitive game driven by emotions. 2-0.
Exactly.
Fastball strays high. 3 consecutive pitches out of the zone thrown by Bergman. 3-0 count with 2 out. As Costello leads off the first base bag. Michelle and Caraway down by way of the K here in the home half of the 6th.
By the way, undefeated, no more. Crazy ending to that Katuitt YD game, a double play to end it. So Katuitt picks up a win, and then YD is no longer undefeated.
3-0, fastball misses outside for ball 4. So a hit batsman and a walk here in the bottom of the 6th, and that brings up left-handed hitting shortstop Rustin Rigdon, and the pitching coach Paul Lump Evans out to the mound for a conversation.
Doesn't look like it's a motion to the bullpen just yet. There was somebody starting to throw. Not totally sure who that might be, but 2 on with 2 out. This isn't an inescapable situation for Bergman. But his pitch count is rising. He's almost up to 50 pitches out of the pen. So you wonder maybe if he can't get this batter, then they might go to the bullpen. But Jack Dahm likes to give his pitchers the chance to work through, jams that they find themselves in. So it's worked pretty well. That strategy's worked well so far. It's something that these players don't get a ton of opportunity to do at college, even though maybe they can.
It's Rigdon, the shortstop, who lines it into left center field. Cutting over in the gap is Ben Slanker to put it away for the final out of the bottom of in the book set Doran Park. The Commodores with a 3-run lead. This is Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
Welcome back to Doran Park for the top of the 7th inning. Commodores lead the Braves 3-1. Farrell Hudson with Andrew Hillsman. Andrew, the theme of the game so far for Commodore pitching, resolve, even with one or multiple runners on base for the Bourne Braves all evening long.
Yeah, it's been impressive to watch how well Falmouth has done in getting out of jams. Maybe not jams in the traditional sense of, oh boy, this is really a problem, and we've got a real problem here where our pitcher maybe isn't going to be able to get out of it. Not been huge jams like bases loaded, nobody out. Saw that a lot yesterday. But regardless, the pressure it gets upped with runners on base and less than 2 outs, and Falmouth has done a really good job across their staff dealing with those situations.
It'll be the 9-1-2 in the Commodores' order to bat here in the visitors' half of the 7th. Peralta followed by Maley and Ben Slanker. It's Fabio Peralta to dig in. First pitch from the right-handed Morrow is a fastball outside. Fabio taking at the knees, 1-0.
I can tell how Morrow has the strikeout numbers that he does. He throws hard. I mean, it's tough to guess, but he's got some power and a really funky delivery, too.
Breaking ball outside corner for a called strike.
I'm trying to remember who this reminds me of.
Maybe a little Fernando Rodney and Mike Clevenger.
Mike Clevenger's a good player comp there. I'll keep thinking on it.
1-1 with nobody out. Fastball fouled down the third base line.
He's almost got the herky-jerkiness and the leg drive of a little bit of Tim Lincecum there, too.
Yep. Maybe
with the really
El Duque?
Yeah, the really strong leg push. But it's fun to watch.
It'll be a 1-2 with nobody out. Righty on lefty matchup. Base is empty. Top of the 7th. Commodores protecting a 2-run lead. 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt.
That's a textbook block as well by Quattrani. Get the chest angled forward, so once the ball kicks up from the dirt, your chest plate spits it out in front of you. Because if you're, I think that might have caught him maybe up in the shoulder or something. He's taking a breather. But nonetheless, it's a good block. Because if your chest is straight up or back, then it's tougher to put the ball where you want it to as a catcher. You want the ball to stay in front of you. And hopefully that Quattrani's all right. Might have got him up in the chin or something. I think I was having this discussion with Timmy, our other broadcaster. Gosh, this would have been last night, I think. No, it would have been 3 nights ago when Falmouth played Orleans on Tuesday. We were talking about the difference between the hockey-style catcher's mask and the traditional-style mask. And, well, Quattrani's got a hockey-style mask, and it just goes to show that catchers are not immune to taking a weird hop up high, even if you've got the full protection of the hockey-style mask. So Quattrani receiving some sort of attention. He's on his feet, which is good, but maybe they're just grabbing him some water or something, or...
Seems as if that's the case.
Hopefully.
Being a catcher is such a wear and tear position, as you know, Andrew.
Absolutely.
Be one of the toughest guys out on the baseball field to man that position. Well, when we resume, it'll be a 2-2 count with nobody out to Fabio Peralta. Commodores scored a run in the top of the 2nd. They got 2 runs in the top of the 4th. Came off the bat of an RBI double from Ty Konis and then an RBI single a couple batters later from Austin Maley. Picturesque sky. Cotton candy-ish as the sun is setting over
Yeah, this
Doran
is
Park.
really, really cool.
The golden hour, as they call it.
Yep.
Scott Landers still having a conversation with his catcher, Quattrani.
Yeah, I can't tell where he got hit, but he's walking around with some of the training staff. Looks like he's going to be good to stay in the game as he pulls his mask back down over his face.
He got the appropriate time seemingly needed, and you hope the best for Mr. Quattrani, who's called a good game back there. This is still a Falmouth offense that entered last night's ball game second best in the Cape Cod League. They were scoring at a 6.5 run per game clip before they were shut out by Chet Lax and the Mariners across 8 innings.
Credit to that staff, too, of the Mariners. They did a heck of a job just squandering any sort of Falmouth momentum that was getting built last night.
Keeping the baseball low in the zone.
Yep.
I was going to say limiting the walks, not even allowing a walk. That's how strong they were. 2-2 to Peralta with nobody out from the right-hander Morrow. Fires, breaking ball, swing and a miss over the outer third. Fabio down on strikes for out number 1.
Yeah, the strikeout stuff, really impressive thus far. Really across the board for Bourne. This game is not over. It's a 2-run ball game. Bourne is knocking at the door. They've got more hits than the Commodores do, but just have not been able to capitalize just yet.
That's what the Bravos do. Keep you on your toes. First pitch, cut and a miss into the glove of Quattrani from the right-handed hitting Maley, 0-1. Only 4 wins of separation last year in the Cape Cod League standings. Bourne had 20 wins in first. Falmouth finished in 5th with 16. Bourne then going on to win their second consecutive title, 0-1. Wind into left field sharply. It'll drop in front of the charging Stutzer. It's a 1-out single for Austin Maley, his second of the ball game, 3rd time reaching base in 4 plate appearances.
How impressive has he been, huh? Jack Dom trusted him. He coached him in Clinton last year during their summer ball escapades in Clinton, Iowa last year. But how good has he been in the Cape thus far? He's a community college guy who is tearing it up in the Cape. It goes to show you can get talented baseball players from genuinely anywhere. Austin Maley he just continues to impress.
To left-handed hitting Ben Slanker, who swings and fouls back the first pitch off the glove of Quattrani. 0-1. Yeah, for Austin Maley, had
just killing it.
One of the best coaches from at home you could have. His father, John, an MLB hitting coach for the Florida Marlins, Houston Astros, the eventual World Series champion Chicago Cubs in 2016, also for the Philadelphia Phillies. 5 different managers he worked under. Freddie Gonzalez, Jack McKeon, Bo Porter in Houston, Joe Madden in Chicago, Gabe Kapler in Philadelphia. Oversaw some rookies who became all-stars, MVPs, batting title winners. Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton, Jose Altuve, George Springer, Carlos Correa, Anthony Rizzo, and Chris Bryant. 0-1, pop foul, third base side out of play on a letter-high fastball, 0-2 to Slanker. 1 on with 1 out. We're in the top of the 7th. Commodores lead the Braves 3-1 here at Dorn Park. Slanker digs back in. Morrow working out of the stretch, right side of the rubber. 0-2 with 1 out. Fastball line down the left field line. It's going to go foul, but practically, Andrew, in the same place as that double earlier.
That's the 3rd time that we've had to look down that line, and it's been within a couple of feet or on the line like it was with Slanker in the 3rd. Slanker really likes that line, huh? 2nd time.
Never a bad approach to hit it to the opposite field, especially protecting a 2-strike count.
The fact that if you can do that's not an ability everybody has to get the ball to the other side.
Certainly not especially for power hitters like Slanker as he takes a breaking ball outside, 1-2. Slanker a homer through 5 games this summer. That's now 33 in his last 117 games played. 1-2 with 1 out. Chopped down the ground, right side of the infield. The lip of the infield grass takes a high hop, but the second baseman Schaff's only play is to his forehand side at first as he retires Slanker for out number 2. Advancing to second in the process is Maley.
Yeah, it's a simple right play there. No reason to try and force that for a double play. You got runner in scoring position, but then 2 outs, and Nugent has been held pretty quiet. A single in the 1st, and now a pair of strikeouts as well for him. The Nugent feels like one of those guys, and it's early to tell, to get a read on everybody here, but he feels like one of those guys that the longer he goes without a hit, the more it kind of builds up and the more dangerous maybe he gets.
First pitch from Morrow to Nugent is a breaking ball for a called strike over the inner third, belt high. Righty on righty matchup with a runner on second, 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Nugent also part of the home run club, one of 3 Commodores. Hit a round tripper this season as he drives one deep to right field, but settling under it just in front of the warning track is Costello to put it away for the final out at the top of the 7th inning. In the inning for Falmouth, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. 6.5 home, 3-1 Commodores here on Cape League TV.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Commodores baseball, doors on the season. First of a couple. And the final and 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, very strong outing out of the bullpen for Braden Bergman as the first arm out, and another strong right-hander coming in who had a very impressive outing. His first outing in a Commodore uniform in this season. 3 innings against Yarmouth Dennis on Monday. And it
really solid. He comes in his junior season at Southern Florida. First pitch from Ramos to the right-handed hitting leadoff hitter John Stutzer is bunted foul. Top 3rd in the Braves order here in the bottom of the 7th. Stutzer followed by Bolton and Costello. Ramos working out of the windup. Quick pitch, 0-1 with nobody out. Fastball taken below the knees, 1-1. Ramos gets his sign, winds and delivers, and it's bunted foul again. That's a great job by Ramos and Nugent sticking with their stuff because now Stutzer can't bunt with 2 strikes.
Yeah, low in the zone, and I think Stutzer knows that that's Ramos's approach, and, well, usually a good way to go after a guy that throws low in the zone is a bunt, but now, like you said, it's out of the question here.
1-2 with nobody out. Breaking ball, a roll over to 3rd. Pearson Reebok throws across the diamond, unable to be scooped. In the process is Stutzer. And it goes down as an E5 on Reebok.
That makes sense. That throw was just maybe a little low, maybe a couple of shuffles from Reebok that led him to just kind of spike the ball, let go of it a little late.
I was waiting
good speed.
to see.
He was getting pressured by Stutzer. Stutzer had good speed down the first base line.
Sometimes that's where the scorer can give the benefit to the base runner.
That one, I think, pretty clear, though.
I would happen to agree.
And
as the
they're
home plate
having a
umpire.
look over. No, I don't know who they're looking at down there. It looks like maybe J.J. Kennett.
Maybe getting
some
tape on his
attention
wrist.
from, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for diverting my attention
No,
there,
yeah,
Andrew.
yeah,
I thought
yeah.
it was really just the plate umpire, Noah Hobart, waiting for the bat boy for Bourne to just deliver him more baseballs. But
I wonder if Kennett took a tumble or something.
yeah, the way he received the throw was on the backhand side. I didn't see him fall
Yeah,
over.
me neither. So I think he's waiting on maybe grabbing his glove, or unless his glove broke. No, they wouldn't. His glove wouldn't have broken. It was. They were looking at the trainer, and I think they're bringing in Riley Jackson from the bullpen. So maybe Well, that looks like Riley Jackson jogging in from right field. Maybe a substitution here if Kennett.
It looks like Tyler Guerin to
Oh,
me.
maybe it is.
I think it's Guerin.
Huh.
And I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know
what
why.
It's about.
Yeah, it's not Riley Jackson. You're right. But it is Riley Jackson actually coming into the game. But he was not down in the bullpen.
And for Jackson, that's a place that he's quite familiar with at first base. He's the team leader in starts at that position for the Commodores with 4. So he comes in for Kennett, who has to depart the ball game. That's the second Commodore to leave the ball game today. You had Gavin Greger in the first inning leave. He was replaced by Ben Slanker. You have good bench depth. You got a lefty and now another righty hitter.
Yeah, you hope that Kennett's okay. It didn't look like it was anything major, but just a precautionary thing maybe.
So it's a righty on lefty matchup with Stutzer, the leadoff man, on with nobody out. Home half of the 7th, 3-1. The Commodores lead over Bourne. First pitch, chopped foul right back here again. One of these days, we'll finally get a foul ball, Andrew.
Well, I don't think it's going to be today. We're a little too close to the netting.
Not probable here, but
maybe at the Red Sox game we go to next week?
That could potentially be it. Maybe Veterans Field in Chatham tomorrow night.
That's possible.
I think our vantage point is
a little further away, yeah.
Where foul balls could be retrieved. 0-1, fastball low and away. For the lefty hitting center fielder out of Binghamton in the bottom of the second. Rather, bottom of the third. 1-1, swing and a miss. Soft changeup over the outside corner. Ramos ahead in the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it is soft. It doesn't have a ton of velocity behind it at all, and it shouldn't. It comes out of the same arm slot and just dies before it gets to the dish.
Ramos, a peek at Stutzer off of first, who has a stolen base in the ballgame. Ramos home with a 1-2 as Stutzer takes off. Breaking ball outside. Fire down to second base by Nugent. Tag applied, not in time. So it's another stolen base, second in the ballgame for Stutzer. His third on the season. He moves into scoring position with a 2-2 count with nobody out.
Yeah, that makes this out at the plate. This is an out.
With nobody out. Righty on left. First out.
Big pitch from Sachin Ramos. That is really, that changes this inning quite a bit. If you got 2 on, nobody out, sure, you still bring a double play in, but it just, any ground out that's soft moves a guy over to third. Anything deep into the outfield can move a guy over to third. It's now just 1 on and one gone.
Corner for a strike, 0-1. Costello steps out of the batter's box, adjusts his gloves, not necessarily thrilled with that call. Stutzer leads off of second. Costello awaits a 0-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Commodores leading the Braves 3-1 in the first division matchup.
And Ramos, this is also something he did on Monday in his first appearance. He's not afraid to go right at hitters. He's very efficient, and with his pitch design, doesn't give up a ton of hard contact.
176 and 2/3 innings of work across his last 2 seasons at Florida Southern College. Out of the slide step, 0-2 with 1 out, swing and a foul tip off the glove of Nugent. It's dropped. 3 runs on 5 hits and 1 error for the Commodores. 1 run on 5 hits and no errors for Bourne. Ramos set, 1 look at second. Home with an 0-2. Just off the outside corner. Ramos all business and is moments away from getting back to his set position on the mound. Working with immaculate pace. Winds and fires the 1-2. Popped foul again. Out of play. Lot of zeros on the scoreboard today, Andrew.
Yeah, Bourne just the lone run in that 5th frame, and it doesn't track based on how much chances they've had, and they've had their hits. Just Falmouth coming up clutch at key defensive moments.
1-2 from Ramos, breaking ball. A bite from Costello. Did he go around? Hobart's going to check with the field umpire in Hinojosa, who says he did not go.
No, good check swing there from Costello.
With 1 out. It's going to be a tough play for Konis. Charges in on the forehand side. Throws to first. It is past the glove of Jackson, and coming in to score is John Stutzer. I thought Riley held on to it for a second, but apparently not. And we'll wait to see the verdict on that. Could very well be another error against the Commodores. Just like that, it's a one-run ball game.
They'll rule it a hit.
Intuitive instinct. He never stopped running.
No. Focused on looking at Conus try and make that play, but that does go as a base hit. And a big one at that, too.
1 on with 1 out. Home half of the 7th. Commodores with a 1-run lead. Popped up by Mark Quattrani. Into shallow right center. Retreating out is Nick Van Tyker. Plays it to his forehand side. Puts it away for out number 2.
Fabio Peralta was rushing in support from center. I initially thought that they had a chance at colliding, but good communication between Van Tyker and Fabio Peralta. Van Tyker adjusted his position well to make that catch. So difficult at this time of day. It's tough to tell amongst the sky and the lights. It's pretty easy to lose the ball out there.
1 on with 2 out. It's left-handed hitting first baseman Garrett Michel against Ramos. First pitch, swing and a miss. Buried a changeup low. And Michel cut right through it, 0-1. For Garrett in the ball game, 0 for 3. A pair of strikeouts and a bouncer back to the mound in the home half of the 4th. Ramos set from the right side of the rubber, increasing lead for Costello off the first base bag. 0-1, and it's a shattered bat. Rolled over to second base. Nick Van Tyker bobbles it, and now making his way towards third base, and getting there is Costello. Runners on the corners with 2 out. Second error in the inning committed by the Commodores. It's an E4.
In his glove.
So Bourne continuing to get life back into them here in the home half of the 7th. A 1-run ball game, the tying run 90 feet away, the go-ahead run on first base. Ramos having to bear down here with 2 outs. Ramos against Costello, righty on righty. First, a check on Michel at first base. Quite the entertaining ball game, to say the least. 3-2 lead for the Commodores. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Ramos sets and delivers. First pitch chopped foul. 7 points. To it at 3-2-1. Bourne at 3-1-1. Commodores at 3-2. 0-1. Line back to the Nugent. So the hard brick backstop, a fortuitous bounce for the
A little
Commodores.
bit lucky there, no kidding.
You'll always be safe.
Nonprofit internet service connectivity. To learn more, visit Open Cape Profit Internet Service Connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and
Welcome back to Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV. The Commodores a 3-2 lead over the Bourne Braves here at Doran Park. Let's get you the scores around the Cape. Hyannis leads the Gatemen in the bottom of the 7th over in Hyannis. Harwich Mariners and Orleans Firebirds in Harwich tied at 2 apiece over in the East Division. Brewster and Chatham knotted at 3-3 in the top of the 6th. It's a final, as Andrew alluded to, over at Red Wilson Field, a 4-3 win for the Katuitt Kettleers. And here at Doran Park in Bourne, 3-2 Commodores as we enter the top of the 8th. It'll be the middle third in the Falmouth order. Riley Jackson followed by Pearson Reebok and Ty Konis. Second full inning of work for the hard-throwing right-hander Dominic Morrow, who comes set from the right side of the rubber, working from the stretch position, kicks and fires a fastball that hit Jackson, ran inside, didn't think it got him originally, but continued to run in, and Jackson's aboard with nobody out.
Well, going back to that, around the scores update, Farrell, I think with all these close games today, remember, we had 3 mercy rules across the Cape yesterday. I think everybody might have been maybe trying to get back into the swing of things after the first league-wide off day, and now it's back to that standard high quality, every game is close, ton of parity around the league, Cape Cod League baseball that we all love.
Yearning for some competitive one-run baseball, much like the fans have been treated to tonight. The last full night of spring, Reebok squares to bunt, draws it back, takes a fastball for a called strike. Morrow against Reebok, 0-1. Righty on lefty matchup. Top of the 8th inning. Falmouth protecting a 1-run lead. Jackson off the first base bag. Playing in at the bag at third is Caraway as Reebok squares to bunt and drops it down the third base line. Caraway was positioned perfectly as he'll throw to first to retire Reebok for out number 1, but it's a win-win situation because the Commodores advance Jackson to second.
Great team baseball. Reebok does his job, puts the bunt down towards the third base side, gives him no chance to nab Jackson at second. That was a good bunt. That's why you practice them in batting practice. That was a middle pitch, but Reebok totally okay there, taking the out and moving the guy up.
An unselfish at-bat by Pearson Reebok. We've seen many of those from the Commodores this season to keep the line moving. It's Ty Konis, righty-on-righty matchup. Takes a changeup over the outside corner for a called strike. The wind starting to push in here at Doran Park. Morrow, look at second. Roxon fires the 0-1. Swing and a miss and a letter-high fastball. 0-2 on Konis with 1 out.
Konis nearly got one out of here back in the 4th. Fooled both of us. I'll blame that one on being at ground level and the short wall, but it's all right.
0-2, swing and a miss, high fastball. That's been the bread and butter for Morrow against Konis. He retires Ty, for the second time in the ball game. 2 out in the top of the 8th. That'll bring up.
Bourne's strength as a pitching staff is strikeout stuff. 10 Ks already on the day. Clement had 3, Robert had 5 out of the pen, and Morrow already has 3. It's actually now 11 Ks.
5 strikeouts of the 7 outs recorded by Nick Robert. Swing and a miss from Anthony Diaz. An inside corner breaking ball, 0-1. 0-1 the count with 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Commodores leading the Braves 3-2. First divisional matchup of the season for Falmouth. We'll get another interdivision opponent tomorrow night when they travel to Veterans Field to take on the Anglers as Diaz spanks it against the screen foul, first base side. Anthony behind in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, Farrell, you talk about the strikeouts. As of right now, Falmouth leads the league in strikeouts as a team with 66. But YD and Wareham not too far behind, so it's not a crazy difference, not a crazy.
Outs in the inning for Dominic Morrow as the Commodores go down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. 7.5 through, 3-2 Falmouth here on Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful
27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Welcome back to Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV. The Commodores leading the Bourne Braves 3-2 here in the Bourne Braves half of the 8th inning. Sachem Ramos out for his second full inning of work, and Andrew, his first inning still relatively solid. Got around 2 errors. A run came in to score, but not earned.
Yeah, and he's a strike thrower as well. 17 of his 23 pitches in that first frame were strikes, so he's not a guy who's going to dance around hitters. He's going to go right at him, throw him pitches low in the zone, and try and trust his defense to make a play.
It's the right-handed hitting third baseman, Trent Caraway, to step to the dish. Base is empty, nobody out. Falmouth protecting a 1-run lead. Ramos into his motion, winds and fires, fastball inside. Almost got the kneecap of Caraway, who had to slightly back out of the way.
A better job by the Doors limiting the walks today. Only 2 walks from the whole staff. Good strikeout numbers, too. 10.
1-0 from Ramos. Outside, 2-0. Mentioned Caraway, being a former Falmouth Commodore, had a pretty impressive display of power numbers in particular in his time at the corner of Davis Straits in Dillingham. 4 homers, 21 RBIs in 28 games. Ramos fires a fastball low. 3 balls and no strikes. .276 batting average for Caraway as a Commodore 2 summers ago to go along with that. Ramos in danger of walking his first guy. He's behind 3-0 as he deals a fastball letter high for a called strike.
And you look at where those 3 balls missed to start this at bat. They're all very close, within a couple of inches of the zone, and they're all in the lower third of that zone. They're not in the zone, but they're all downstairs.
3-run. Fastball just low. Jimmy Nugent braces. He wanted that called strike, unable to get it as Ramos walks the leadoff man, and the tying run is on first in Caraway. Bring up the lefty hitting second baseman Blake Schaff.
Got a good defense behind him, though. Ramos not going to be worried about that walk.
Uncharacteristic for the Commodores. They committed not just 2 errors in the ballgame, but 2 alone in the bottom of the 7th.
Looks like Bourne's going to go for a pinch runner here.
We'll wait to see on the Bravos end who that is. It looks like it's Derek Pitts, an attendee of Cincinnati as well.
Yep.
So Pitts will lead off at first in place of Trent Caraway. With nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th, medium-sized lead for Pitts. Ramos out of the stretch position, fires a changeup low and away. Want to know the count with nobody out. Runner on first in the bottom of the 8th. Commodores with a 3-2 lead. Ramos steps and fires back to the first base bag. The tandem of Ramos and Jackson keeping Pitts modest. One-0. Fastball fouled, third base side out of play. Such a tight West Division, but the Commodores with a victory tonight could leapfrog both Bourne and Katuitt, not just in the points column, but in the win column. That would be their 4th win of the season. 1-1. Outside corner for a called strike 2.
Looked like a changeup that time to me. I don't think off the hands, maybe a ground ball.
The 1-2 from Ramos with nobody out. Kicks in, deals, chopped. Third base side foul.
So we went fastball that time, and it was low in the zone. Sachin Ramos does not like to go upstairs to guys. So I don't think that should be expected. Maybe Ramos changes the tune, but it's still, in favor of Ramos at this point with the count.
It'll be a 1-2 to Schaff with nobody out. Ramos will fire back to first base and check on Pitts. Pitts a stolen base with the Cincinnati Bearcats last season. So far in Bourne, yet to have his first, even though he's appeared in 5 games this season. Another snap throw back to first from Ramos. Check that. 17 stolen bases for Pitts at Cincinnati this year. Still looking for his first in Bourne. Dances off the first base bag. 1-2 with nobody out. Outside. Good at bat being worked by Schaff.
So with that pitch, Ramos raises the eye level a little bit. And he's been kind of gradually doing that throughout this at bat. And now Schaff is not totally sure where Ramos wants to go here.
2-2 from Ramos with nobody out. Breaking ball fouled once again behind the Braves dugout.
This is just high-level baseball. This is a tremendous at-bat.
We spoke about Coach Dom talking about a big league atmosphere associated with Monday afternoon's 3-2 loss at YD. I would imagine the same sentiments would be shared post-game after a thriller like this. Crowd on hand's been treated to a great Friday night of baseball. Snap throw back to first again.
Here, though, I'm always in favor, at least me personally, just going at the batter. You know that Pitts is probably going to try and go here, too.
It'll be a payoff pitch from Ramos with nobody out. Swing and a miss. Change up over the outside corner. Ramos bearing down with 2 strikes beautifully. Already his 3rd strikeout in relief today. 1 gone in the bottom of the 8th.
Big time pitch, and he goes outside that time. The 4th and 6th pitch of that at bat. That was a 7-pitch at bat. Pitches 4 and 6 were both on that high inside corner, and he had missed twice down and away, and he goes back to the down and away, gets that strikeout.
Out of the slide step, he works to the left-handed hitting Rusty Rigdon. Shortstop for the Bravos takes ball 1. Rigdon in the ball game. A pop-up to Conasent short. Strikeout looking in the 4th. And a fly ball to Slanker in left in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-0 from Ramos. Outside, 2-0. Pitt still off the first base bag. He's the tying run. Commodores protecting a 3-2 lead here in the home half of the 8th. Just off the plate. Nugent was set up over the inside corner. The changeup took him outside, and it's 3-0. Reeboks deep in the hole at 3rd. Middle infield at double play depth. Jackson holding Pitts on the bag at 1st. 3-0. Fastball down Broadway, 3-1. After Rigdon, it's the top of the batting order. And the left fielder, John Stutzer. Ramos sets deep breath into his wine with the 3-1. Fouled back, so from 3-0 to a full count once again, Andrew.
And that's the ability of Ramos at play here to, even if he's going to miss, he's going to throw it near the zone to make the hitter think. There's no pitch that a hitter can give up on out of the hand.
So it'll be a payoff pitch with a runner on and 1 out. Ramos comes set, right side of the rubber, kicks and fires, and pitches high for ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning issued by Ramos have the Bravos set up.
And to the top of the order as well.
It'll be Pitts off of 2nd in place of Caraway. Rigdon off of 1st. And here comes Stutzer, who's reached base in 3 of his last 4 plate appearances. But Jack Dahm coming out to the mound, and he's going to take the ball from his righty reliever. So 3-2, Commodores lead. 2 on for the Braves, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Stick with us, we've got an exciting one here from Duran Park. This is Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Welcome back to Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV. Cape Cod Community College is proud to support the Cape Cod Baseball League. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. capecod.edu/free for more. New pitcher in the ballgame for the Falmouth Commodores. It's Logan Pecor, the right-hander out of Michigan State University. For Pecor on the season, 2 appearances, 2 innings of work, 2 saves. He's allowed only a hit, no walks, no runs, none earned, and 1 strikeout.
Yeah, Pecor is I believe, one of a couple of pitchers to have appeared. And now this is actually his 3rd appearance, so that leads
Passes
Falmouth.
Joe Sabbath.
That's right. So he has been really strong. He's a good sinker baller, likes to break wooden bats. He's a guy who's not afraid to go up and in to a right-hander. And an excellent sinker that he's been working on, a funky arm slot delivery. He strides down the mound, and all the way, it looks like it's going to be a standard three-quarter arm delivery, but it really goes low out to the side, so that helps the arm side run as well on his pitches.
Similar to Commodores right-handed starter Reagan Ricken, whose father Dan was a ball player at the University of Michigan, eventually then a fifth-round draft pick of the New York Yankees in 1994. Pecor's father, John, four-year letter winner as a pitcher at Central Michigan. Tight situation here. 2 runners on with 1 out, home half of the 8th. A big lead for Picks. And now they got him picked off. It's Van Tyker hustling down Pitts. He'll fire to Reebok, who will tag Pitts out. Throw back to second base, as looking to reach there and doing so effectively is Rustin Rigdon, but a huge second out on the bases by the Commodores.
I almost thought Pecor balked right there. I thought he almost took a little too long to turn around and get rid of that ball, but he didn't. He got rid of it in time and threw it back to Van Tyker. And then it was Pearson Reebok who ran down the pinch runner Pitts. That's really good speed off the base pass now for Bourne. That is a huge second out.
Especially because you eliminate the speed of the lead runner Pitts. You still have the tying run now in scoring position in Rigdon. The work still cut out for Pecor and the Commodores. Righty on righty matchup. It's the top of the batting order in Stutzer. First pitch is a excuse-me swing towards the Commodores dugout as he fouls off an inside fastball. 0-1.
You see how high and in off the hands that is? That jams a hitter up. And now that tells Pecor, hey, I own this spot of the plate for this at-bat.
We'll look to see if he replicates the same offering on 0-1. Comes set, tall, lanky frame, right side of the rubber. Rigdon leads off a second to 0-1. Breaking ball, fouled back. It was inside again, and it's 0-2.
Exactly. That's right off the hands, and it's fouled off to the right side. Pecor is feeling so strong. He's thrown similar pitches to the same spot and has jammed the hitters both times. He can go pretty much anywhere here.
Pecor looking for what would be, up to this moment, the most important strike in the 2026 Commodores season. He comes set, deep breath with Rigdon dancing off the second base bag. 0-2, swing and a miss in the dirt. Nugent's going to tag out Stutzer, and that ends the bottom of the 8th. How about that by the Commodores? So in the inning, no runs on no hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. Let's go to the 9th. 3-2 Commodores. You're listening to Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us. Products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store, located at 147 T-Ticket Highway, and try a slice today.
Cape Cod Healthcare is proud to help support tonight's game with a reminder that the team at Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to excellence and compassion in everything they do, like helping people maintain active lifestyles. Their innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized experts and includes a nationally recognized center of excellence for joint replacement. This summer, let Cape Cod Healthcare get you back to doing the things you love in the places you love. Learn more at www.capecod.healthcare.org/orthopedics. Cape Cod Healthcare, caring, commitment, community. We enter the top of the 9th inning. It's Adam Bukowski to come on in relief. 4th pitcher in the ball game for the Bravos. The 3rd in relief for Scott Landers. Check that, Adam Bukowski, also an attendee of the University of Cincinnati, in the homeland of Jimmy Nugent, where Jimmy stood out at Baden High School. Bukowski comes in the ball game. Played last year for the Bristol State Liners. Also an attendee of Carmel High School in Indiana.
I was going to say, I remember this name from high school. Huh. I did not know he was a sidearm pitcher on the Cape now. Good for him.
So it's Butch right side.
Back to Carmel High School.
There's all different kinds of stances, windups, and motions that evolve over time. 0-1, swing and a miss. Change up letter high, nothing in 2. It's Ventiker, Peralta, and Maley. 8, 9, and 1 in the Commodore order. Here in the visitors' half of the top of the...
I recognize that.
Now gets back on, collects himself with a deep breath. Into his wind and fires inside. So a defensive switch. Derek Pitts now goes to right field. Luke Costello over to third base in place of Trent Caraway for the Bravos.
Yeah, the pinch runner they used that was all for naught in that 8th inning, staying in the game as an outfielder.
Righty on righty matchup, 2-2, nobody out with the bases empty. Fouled back to the screen. And the count remains 2-2.
What a huge 8th inning that was from Falmouth defensively.
You could certainly say that again, my friend.
That was big.
Heart palpitations put to rest following a great rundown. 2-2 with nobody out. Dribbled on the ground, left side of the infield. Charging in is the third baseman, Costello, who bobbles it, and Ventiker's going to reach safely.
Another one of those that slowed up a little bit before Luke Costello, I think, was ready to field it, or maybe it slowed up, and Luke Costello was already kind of through his motion, and it just snuck through his legs. First play he gets, that's going to be an error.
It could prove to be a pivotal one. Leadoff base runner aboard on an E5. Ventiker's off of first. Nobody out. It's the left-handed hitting Fabio Peralta in against the righty Butchkowski. Comes set, middle of the rubber, deep breath, out of the stretch position. Peralta winds to bunt. Can't draw back in enough time. Takes an outside corner fastball for a called strike.
Good awareness by Costello to race in as soon as he saw Peralta turn to bunt there.
How about this by Bourne relief pitching today? As you mentioned, the high strikeout to walk ratio between Nick Robert and Dominic Morrow. 4 2/3 innings of work, split evenly. Both pitched 2 1/3. 1 walk and 9 strikeouts, 5 on the part of Robert.
Really, really strong stuff.
So it'll be an 0-1 to Peralta with nobody out and Ventiker off of first. Butchkowski delivers. Ventiker takes off, fouled off third base side, and Nick will trot back to first. Ventiker had a great lead off the first base back there.
He did, and he got a good jump as well. But now for Falmouth, they tried to go with the hit and run, and now they've kind of played their hand. I think Bourne kind of knew that Ventiker was going to want to run there, but now he actually is giving it a shot. We'll see if he goes back to it.
Butchkowski comes set. Home with an 0-2. Swing and a miss. Peralta down on strikes for the first out.
Well, the arm slot, after seeing Dominic Morrow, who's a hard-throwing, higher-slotted right-hander, going down low to the side for Butchkowski is really working well.
So it's back to the top of the batting order. And Austin Maley, who's had himself quite the ball game, 3 for 4, 3 singles, and RBI. He's reached base 4 of his 5 plate appearances, a walk to lead off the ball game at the top of the first. Righty on righty against Butchkowski, 1 on with 1 out. Butchkowski a throw to the wrong side of the first base bag as Michelle had to retrieve. 3-2 Commodores, 3 outs away from locking down what would be their 4th win of the season, 2nd win on the road, and 1st in divisional play. Butchkowski comes set. First offering to Maley is a strike. Change up belt high.
With a chance as well to add on some insurance if they can get something going here. They have not scored since the 4th inning.
Butchkowski a peek at Ventiker, medium-sized lead off of first. Quick snap throw back. Very similar to the same frame of mind that the Commodores had in handling Derek Pitts in the bottom of the 8th inning. Only difference was Derek Pitts off the second base bag got a little too greedy ahead of time, and Logan Pecor, with great awareness, was able to orchestrate a rundown in which got him out. 0-1, change up outside, 1-1.
So this is a big at-bat for Maley, not just because of the situation, but because of how much success he's had with the single today. He's got 2 of them, and a single, depending on where it is, can move the runner over to third, or if it's too short, just a second.
Snap throw back to first. And Tyker has also played some solid defense. Did have his first error of the season in the bottom of the 7th inning. But he's been a stalwart in the right side of the infield. And Tyker, as we mentioned, playing for the Clinton Lumber Kings in the Prospects League last summer under manager Jack Dahm. Summer in which he enjoyed .347 batting average, 6 homers, 26 RBIs. It'll be a 1-1 with 1 out to the righty swinging Maley. Line back to the screen, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
I think that hit off the pitch clock. Banged off of something. The net didn't bat it down very cleanly. But at least it was there. That ball came back in a hurry.
Key situation here. Commodores ahead a run, top of the batting order, 1 out. Top of the 9th, Ben Slanker patiently awaits on deck. The 1-2. Check swing at a changeup off the outside corner. Maley wisely doesn't bite, 2-2. Up the middle, the E5 is Van Tyker, so a stolen bag, but the second consecutive strikeout
as well, and now
Slanker. First pitch from Buczkowski. Inside, and it skips to Buczkowski. Inside, and it skips to the backstop. Quattrani will retrieve, but to the backstop. Quattrani will retrieve, but
distance, I mean, anything on the ground through the infield is going to score this run. It doesn't matter where it is, a base hit run. It doesn't matter where it is, a base hit. And you got another insurance runner.
Third of the 6 games in which has gone past 3 hours. 1-0, fastball knee high, outside corner for a called strike on Slanker. In game 1 against Orleans, a 3-hour and 49-minute contest. Game 2, a 3-hour and 49-minute contest. Game 2 at Brewster on Sunday. A 3-hour and with 2 out. Van Tyker off. A 3-hour and with 2 out. Van Tyker off. It's Slanker followed by Nugent. 3-1 on the way to Ben as he lines it sharply into left field, but settling under it is Stutzer to put it away for the final out of the top of the 9th inning. So for Falmouth, no runs and no hits, an error, a runner left on base. 8.5 through, Commodores will look to close out their second road victory.
You covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket.
Hi, I'm Michael Ford Villages.
To this from Cape League TV. Farrell Hudson and Andrew Hilsman. Cape League TV. Farrell Hudson and Andrew Hilsman. Third member of our crew, Timmy Weiss. Should hear from him in a couple moments. Close out the ball game for the Commodores. Should Falmouth emerge victorious, it would be their West Division leading 4th win and put them back in sole possession of first place.
Well, I think if you're Falmouth, this is the guy you want on the mound right now. Pecor has really been strong. He struck out Stutzer to end the 8th inning, but just the control that he's shown in the domination of both sides of the zone has been really impressive, not just today, but throughout the entire season.
Utter domination on both pitching staffs tonight. It's a good job by Buczkowski. He goes an inning. No walks, no hits, no runs, no earned, 2 strikeouts. Bottom of the 9th inning. Here on tap. 2, 3, and 4 in the Bourne order. It's Matt Bolton, the center fielder, to lead off. He digs in from the left side against the hard-throwing right-hander, Pecor. Logan set with a deep breath from the right side of the rubber, winds and fires a fastball inside, almost clipped the belt of Bolton. It skips to the backstop, 1-0.
Yeah, clipped off the end of the catcher's mitt for Nugent.
Commodores 3 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. For Bourne, 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. 1-0 from Piker. Fastball line deep to left field, going back on his horse's Slanker. In front of the warning track, puts it away for the first out. So Bolton gave it a ride, but it's to no avail as Ben Slanker tracks it down and puts it away, and the Commodores are 2 outs away.
Hard hit ball. Good swing from Bolton. He's no stranger to hitting in big moments. He did a lot with Newport last year in the CCBL, but that time just Slanker got a good good read on it, not enough. And maybe if Bolton pulls that to right field, you have a different story here, but was a little late on it, and that's a first out.
So with 1 out and the base is empty, that brings up the right-handed hitting Andrew Costello. Check swing, fastball, inside corner for a called strike. Costello in his last trip to the plate, an infield single. He's done something productive in all 4 plate appearances today. 2 singles, a double, and a sacrifice that brought home the game's first run in the home half of the 5th. Pecor set with a deep breath, right side of the rubber, 0-1, change up inside, and the count levels at a ball and a strike. For the Commodores, this would be the 4th consecutive victory to open up the season, in which would be decided by a relief pitcher. 1-1 with 1 out. Chopped on the ground to second, takes a high hop and bounces into center field for a base hit. So Mother Nature, the sniper in the turf, whatever you want to call it, gets Bourne the tying run on. Costello, a 1-out single.
I mean, that just trampolined right above Ventiker's head. There's nothing he can do about that.
And
that is just unlucky.
And trampoline did it ever. That was about 15 feet.
At least.
Above the head of Nick Ventiker. So another pinch runner coming into the game now for the Bravos. What a game this has been as well.
I mean, if you're
Cal Sefcik,
if you're Ventiker here, just there's not anything you can do. You just got to shake your head and laugh about it, move on to the next play.
So Sefcik, the speed off of first base with 1 out. Another attendee of the University of Cincinnati.
Former Indiana guy as well.
That brings up the right-handed hitting catcher, Mark Quattrani. He represents the game-winning run. Righty-on-righty matchup, 1 on, 1 out. Commodores with a 1-run lead, bottom of the 9th. Pecor sets. First pitch to Quattrani. Fastball low, 1-0.
That's a really good first pitch.
Coach Dom.
Right at the knees.
Certainly voicing his displeasure, wanted the called strike. Right around the zone. Just missing the bottom third. 1-0. Swing and a miss. That time brought it up letter high. And it was tipped into the glove of Nugent from Quattrani. Two powerful catchers in Bourne's lineup. Got Mark Quattrani. And you got Andrew Costello. Next offerings popped foul off the light in the first base side. And Pecor ahead in the count, 1-2.
Right back into the Falmouth dugout. This field has just had it out for Falmouth in this inning.
Guess you can always wear your helmet.
Yep. Maybe smart.
In the dugout.
Maybe smart.
Pecor is cool as a cucumber on the mound. Sefcik off of first. 1-2 count with 1 out. Righty-on-righty matchup in a 3-2 game. Pecor delivers. Fastball's popped up right side of the infield. Ventiker's got the angle. Races over near first. Ventiker makes the catch. And the Commodores are an out away.
The first baseman, number 33, Garrett Michelle.
You have one more hurdle to climb, potentially. It's the left-handed hitting Garrett Michelle to come to the plate. Reached on an E4 his last time up. Before that, 0 for 3 in the ball game. A pair of strikeouts and a bouncer. Back to Braden Bergman on the mound in the bottom of the 4th. Righty on lefty matchup. Sefcik off of first with 2 outs. Commodores with a 3-2 lead over Bourne here in the bottom of the 9th. Pecor sets and pitches. First offering just off the outside corner, 1-0. Three runs on 5 hits. And 2 errors for the Commodores. 2 runs on 7 hits. And 1 error for Bourne. The 1-0 from Pecor with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Beautiful changeup over the outer third. And it's even at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, I think it was sitting fastball all the way there for Michelle and well out in front of it. Sold out for the fastball and whiffed.
Pecor gets his sign. Sefcik creeping off of first, about a 10-foot lead. 1-1 to Michelle. Chopped on the ground, off of the glove of the first baseman Jackson, trickles out to the shortstop Konis near second, and reaching is Michelle, and the inning will continue.
What is a Commodores game without a little bit of drama, Farrell?
So 2 runners on. They'll mark that as an infield single, and that was sharply hit off the glove of Jackson. A very tough play for Riley to make. And it'll bring up the righty hitting right fielder, Luke Costello. 0 for 3 in the ball game, reached once, got plunked in the bottom of the 6th. Sefcik leads off a second. Michelle off a first. 2 outs. Commodores ahead 1 in the bottom of the 9th. Pecor deals. Fastball inside 1-0.
Pecor approaching that 20 pitch mark. He's been efficient, but he's throwing strikes too. Only 5 balls at this point.
Pecor sets, fires the 1-0. Lined into right field. That's going to drop down in front of Diaz for a base hit. Sefcik rounds third. He's coming to the plate. The throw's on line. Tag applied, not in time. It's a game-tying RBI single off the bat of Costello, and we're all even at 3.
Well, he got his pitch. Just not enough on it to reach Diaz's glove on the fly. And it's either extras or a walk-off here, and Jack Dom's going to head to the mound.
So Michelle will be off of third. Costello, the momentary hero for the Bourne Braves, ties it with a 2-out single to the opposite field in right. Coach Dom, in this conversation, I'm sure, Andrew, just trying to calm the nerves. It seems as if he's going to keep with Pecor in the ball game.
Yeah, nobody's warming in the bullpen. This is Pecor's game to finish. At least this inning.
Nugent still out on the mound, having a conversation with Pecor.
You just need 1 out here. That's the positive end of this. If this was only 1 out in this inning, the situation gets a little more dire, but you just need the 1.
So it'll be Derek Pitts to come to the plate. Pinch ran in the bottom of the 8th in place of the third baseman, Trent Caraway. It's been a crazy game to say the least. Falmouth getting out hit by 4, but the big scoreboard all even at 3. Righty on righty matchup. Runners on the corners with 2 out. This one popped up behind shortstop, shallow center field. Racing out is Nick Van Tyker. Coming in is the center fielder in Peralta, and Fabio Peralta made the catch. We were waiting on the verdict, but the first base umpire, Mike Hinojosa, says that Peralta hung on, and we'll head to extra innings here at Doran Park. In the inning for Bourne, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Bonus baseball coming up. This is Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful. You can book tee times, get yardage. Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Back for the top of the 10th in Bourne, Massachusetts. Andrew Hillsman alongside Farrell Hudson. Farrell and I played rock, paper, scissors to decide who gets to call each half of the inning, and we both got our choice, so all is well. Nugent, Riley Jackson, and Pearson Reebok. Logan Pecor got out of it with runners at first and third on an incredible diving catch by Fabio Peralta that saved the game.
And if the division standings come down to just a couple points, you will remember where you were on June 19th when Fabio Peralta made that diving catch to end the bottom of the 9th inning. Miraculous, acrobatic, whatever way you want to describe it. That was phenomenal.
Innings runner rule is in place. It looks like it's Ben Slanker out there at second base, so he will start out at second. It'll still be Adam Buczkowski now pick off over to second. Falmouth wants a balk, and I think they've got a good chance or a good case for it, but nothing is called.
The balk and no balk is kind of like balls and strikes.
It's all subjective,
call.
Right. So Falmouth in a 3-3 ball game. The Commodores have not scored since the 4th inning.
Where's Bob Davidson when you need him?
That's right.
Balkan Bob.
The 0-0 is inside. Ball 1 taken by Nugent.
Jake Peavy certainly
wasn't
a fan when
there's a name.
Bob Davidson was umpiring in the field.
1 ball, no strikes. Riley Jackson in the on-deck circle, but it's Nugent at the dish. Runner on second is Slanker. And Nugent takes inside 2-0.
Peavy, the Cy Young Award winner in 2007 with the San Diego Padres.
Buczkowski ready. The right-hander sidearm ready to deliver the 2-0 from the stretch. It is swung on and missed. A high fastball moves the count to 2-1.
That's a tough angle to pick it up from. You're getting a rising pitch from a submarine angle. It can be tough for hitters to adjust. If you're the Commodores, you just want to put it in play.
Slanker at second. Infielders playing at normal depth. Here's the 2-1. Inside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Nugent has struck out twice. He has a single and a fly out. The hitter on deck, Riley Jackson, has not recorded an at-bat. He was substituted into this game and was hit by a pitch. Buczkowski comes set. The right-hander delivers the 3-run. Inside, ball 4. 2 on, nobody gone for the Commodores in the top of the 10th.
That's a patient at-bat there from Jimmy Nugent, Andrew. You could see a lot of the same pitches that Nugent swung at to begin the at-bat, or the same pitch, shall I say. He lays off. Now you got 2 on with nobody out, and the situation arises. Coach Dom having a productive conversation with Jackson as we speak.
The thing about Falmouth's roster construction right now is there's not a ton of opportunities for pinch runners to come in just because they don't have a ton of backup guys, and now there's going to be a full-on conversation between all parties involved. So to give you an update, we're in the top of the 10th. How did we get here? That's the question. Falmouth scored on an RBI ground out hours ago in the top of the 2nd. It was 1-0 until the 4th. Falmouth feeling good after that 4th inning. A couple of runs in that 4th gave them that 3-run lead, and then Bourne started chipping away. Bottom of the 5th, an RBI ground out for the Braves. Bottom of the 7th, another run came across on an RBI single from Andrew Costello. And then in the 9th, Bourne ties it up on an RBI single by Luke Costello. And Fabio Peralta of Falmouth saves the game with an incredible diving snag in center field in a ball that was dead to rights in no man's land, and Peralta's speed got the job done.
I'm still speechless.
Me too.
Unbelievable catch by Fabio Peralta as Leaf Bigelow out to the mound. Pitching coach for the Bravos having a conversation with his hard-throwing righty reliever Buczkowski.
There is a little bit of movement in the Bourne bullpen, but doesn't look like it's anybody in uniform. Same thing for Falmouth. I think the pitchers that are in this game are going to end this game on the mound. It's up to Buczkowski and it's up to Piker whenever we get to the bottom half of this 10th frame. So after the walk of Nugent, it's Slanker aboard at second, Nugent aboard at first, and Riley Jackson to the plate. The right-handed hitting first baseman steps on in. It's his first look at Adam Buczkowski. Buczkowski gets the sign after a couple of shakes from Quatrani. He comes set, and now the first offering. Pulling back his bunt is Jackson, but it's called a strike at the bottom of the zone. 0-1.
Michelle in at the first base bag, crashing. You can see Schaff cheat over towards the first base bag at second.
And Costello as well over there at left, or excuse me, at third. 0-1. Nobody gone in this 10th. Turning to bunt. Pulled it back, and the pitch is outside, a ball and a strike. What a treat of a game that we've been treated to here in Bourne. The parity across this league so strong. Any night you can get this sort of game. Buczkowski turns off, and he throws a pickoff attempt over to second base, but nothing doing over there, of course. He waits a long time for that turn, but it is not a balk, as he does make that throw. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody gone, top of the 10th, 3-3 your score. Jackson scoring to bunt. Here is the 1-1. Puts it down. It's right in front of the mound. It's going to move the runners over. Throw on the way from the pitcher is in time to Michelle, but the runners are moved over. 1 gone and 2 in scoring position for the Falmouth Commodores with Pearson Reebok to the dish.
And that's similar to the at-bat that you saw by Pearson Reebok in the top of the 8th inning, which moved a runner over. For the Commodores, they didn't score, but it's been those brand of unselfish at-bats all night that have kept the Commodores not only relevant in this ball game, but in a position to take a multiple-run lead.
That's Adam Buczkowski, the right-hander, sidearm guy. Reebok has walked twice, had a sacrifice bunt back in the 8th, like you said, and he struck out once. He scored grass. He almost sent with score of the day. And he waits in the on-deck circle. 1-0 with 1 out. Reebok takes a strike at the knees, a ball and 1. 1 gone, runner at first, or no runners at first. That base is open. Slanker is aboard at third, Nugent at second. Dialed in on this game. Those that have stayed have been given a treat. Here's the 1-1. Strike 2, down the pipe. On the outside corner, Reebok takes it. And now the biggest pitch of the game maybe for Bourne. The defending Cape Cod Baseball League champs on the ropes against Falmouth. It's a 3-3 game in the top of the 10th. Buczkowski ready. Here is his 1-2. Called, strike 3 on the outside corner. What a roar from the Bourne faithful who have stayed at Doran Park.
Shortstop number 18, Ty Conis.
So it's all up to Ty Conis. And it's all up to Adam Buczkowski to try and give Bourne a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 10th. Runners at first and second, and the icebreaker is inside to Ty Conis. Need a base hit here if you're Conis. The fly ball doesn't do it. That would be the 3rd out. Downstairs. The base is open. A walk doesn't kill the Bourne Braves here.
Certainly does not. You have a free base, but then you are forced to throw a strike. You're dealing with Conis, though, who's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Had that RBI double in the top of the 4th.
Slanker's staying ready, leading off a third base for anything that might get past Quattrani. Here's the 2-0 from Buczkowski. Called strike on the inside corner. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, top of the 10th, 3-3 your score. The Commodores have not had a hit since the 7th inning, not had a run since the 4th. Can the Rats come alive at the perfect time? The 2-1. Check swing. No, he did not. Inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. A base open at first.
And a disciplined at-bat here by Ty Conis. Some of those pitches that have missed off the inside corner just by 2 or 3 inches.
3-1 on the way. Buczkowski comes set. Plants his right foot on the third base side of the rubber. And pauses. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Counts full.
And I wonder if now he does just almost throw a waste pitch to try and get Conis to chase. You obviously want to watch throwing a pitch in the dirt, but Bourne in the driver's seat, 2 in scoring position with 1 out.
The payoff pitch from Buczkowski. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Conis gets rung up. And now it's up to Logan Pecor and the Falmouth defense to try and send it to an 11th inning. It's 3-3. We're through the middle of 10 here.
Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
Welcome back to Doors on the Radio on Cape League TV from Doran Park, home of the Braves. Falmouth Commodores and Bourne Braves tied at 3 apiece in the middle of the 10th inning. Best result for the Commodores tonight could end in a tie. It can no longer end in a victory for Falmouth, but they'll take points any way they can get them. For Bourne, though, they're looking to take the full 2 points, as they'll have Derek Pitts, the leading runner off of second base, in the bottom of the 10th inning. It's the 8, 9, and 1 in the Bourne order to come to the plate. Blake Schaff, followed by Rustin Rigdon and John Stutzer. Logan Picor gave up a run in the bottom of the 9th, but Fabio Peralta saved the Commodores' bacon for at least one more inning. What a game from Doran Park. For the Commodores, 3 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. For the Bravos, 3 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. Bourne at 3-1-1 in their opening 5 games. For the Commodores, they're at 3-2-1 or 3-2 across 5 games. It's Picor against lefty hitting Schaff, who squares to bunt and gets plunked, and he'll take first base. So first and second for the Bravos with nobody out, as Derek Pitts is the phantom and lead runner.
Yeah, and this is going to be Picor's game to finish as well. Nobody is warming in the bullpen. You don't need to use another arm, especially if you can't go for the win here. There is not going to be an 11th inning. And it's not the worst thing in the world to get a runner on first.
So it's Ty Konis who comes in at first, squaring to bunt and drawing it back. Check that, Riley Jackson. So Konis remains at shortstop.
But the corner infielders are fully in here.
Reebok starts even with the bag at third. Konis is manning shortstop. Van Tyker ready to cover first. Jackson in on the grass at first base. He'll crash in on the anticipated bunt from Rigdon. The 1-0 from Picor. Rigdon squares to bunt, drops it foul, third base line. As it's picked up by Nugent, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, it's smart by Nugent to get to it as soon as possible before it has a chance to even drift foul, if it was ever going to.
First of 5 meetings between division rivals on the season. Tie ball game, bottom of the 10th. 2 on for Bourne, nobody out. And the 1-1 pitch to Rigdon. He pops up the bunt, and Picor's going to put it away for the first out. A huge break for the Commodores as Picor catches the pop-up bunt from Rigdon.
That's about as good of an outcome as you can get if you're Falmouth at that point. Good job by the Doors and good job by Picor to just stay in front of it, make a calm play, and read it, put it away for out number 1. That's as good as you can get, and the runners stay put.
So it's back to the top of the batting order, and the right-handed hitting left fielder, John Stutzer. In the ball game, Stutzer's 1 for 3, a single in the bottom of the 5th. He's reached base 3 times. Jackson back at first base. Reebok even with the bag at third. Change up outside, 1-0. Pitts is the lead runner off of second. And Schaff is the trailing runner at first. Only way Schaff would score is if a 3-run shot was hit. Picor, deep breath from the middle of the rubber. Stare at Pitts and fires. Grounded up the middle. Konis is going to stab it at short. Step on the bag one. On to first in time for a double play. 6-3 it goes. And the Commodores will end tonight with a tie. So the opening 4 of 6 ball games on the season will not be decided by a loss.
Whew. What a play from Konis. Unbelievable. Save the best result you can and get the job done.
So a 6-3 unassisted as the bottom of the 10th comes to a conclusion, as does the ball game. 3-all, the Commodores and the Braves tonight. As Andrew, what a game we were just treated to.
Oh,
I know
my
both
goodness.
teams aren't going to be satisfied with the result when all is said and done. You want a winner, and you want the other side to.
Season has had something unique for Falmouth, and it's just been one of those things of you just don't know what's going to happen. It started out weird this season, and now it's just became entertaining and exciting, and every game so close. The play is to keep that game alive. You don't come away with the win, but it's a heck of a lot better than a loss. You think about Peralta's diving catch to end the 9th frame, and then that unassisted double play, or rather that 6-3 double play from Konis, smooth fielding exactly when he needed it. He made that look easy.
And 2 errors don't tell the complete story of the game on the Commodores side because, as you just alluded to there, between Peralta, Ty Konis, a litany of stellar defensive plays in the field tonight in which kept Falmouth relevant in the ball game consistently. And you look at when all said and done after 6 games, Falmouth with 7 points, Bourne with their second tie, so they're having 8 points right now. Katuitt with the victory today. So you're looking at a tight top of that Western Division. Falmouth currently on pace right now for 47 points.
And it seems like this team is playing together. I mean, that's a gritty, I know it feels so weird to say, but that is a gritty tie to get at this point in the year. And that is really impressive for Falmouth to be able to gut that one out and get the job done.
Commodores only finished with 1 tie last season, as Timmy Weiss is nearby with Logan Pecor. Timmy, take it away.
So much, guys. Timmy Weiss here with Logan Pecor after the Falmouth Commodores tie the Bourne Braves 3-3. Logan, you came into a real...
I just stuck to the process. I was just trying to throw strikes, and, you know, we got a double play to end it, and I know we ended in a tie, but it was better than a loss, so I was happy.
And in that 9th inning, Jack Dahm actually came out to the mound to speak with you after there was 2 outs and a guy on third. What did he say to you to give you confidence to stay in the game?
I honestly don't even remember. If you know, it'd be a lot more successful.
How do you guys keep the momentum rolling through the weekend?
You know, it's a laid back, you know, you play summer ball and it's laid back, but like I think if you keep that winning, and I think
coming games, closing the door for the final time. We want to say thank you to our producer Skylar Ellis, our broadcasters Andrew Hillsman and Farrell Hudson. It's Timmy Weiss saying so long in a 3-3 final.